I was a communist for the FBI. Starring Dana Andrews in an exciting tale of danger and espionage. I was a communist for the FBI. You're about to hear a strange story. Names, dates, and places are, for obvious reasons, fictional. But many of these incidents are based on the actual experiences of Matt Cvetic, who for 9 fantastic years lived as a communist for the FBI. Here is our star, Dana Andrews, as Matt Cvetic. I've heard people call them crackpots, harmless crackpots. They were speaking of the members of the Communist Party in this country. I was one of those communists for 9 years. I reported their conspiracy against the United States from within. Crackpots? Like spiders spinning webs. Harmless? Like tigers stalking their prey. Here's just part of the story. In a moment, listen to Dana Andrews as Matt Cvetic, Undercover Man. Here is Dana Andrews as Matt Cvetic, Undercover Man. This story from his confidential file is marked, A Riot Made to Order. Hello?
Matt Cvetic.
Speaking.
Anton Drexel.
Yes?
You sound surprised. You were told that I would contact you.
Well, that's right. It's just that here at work this time of day,
I'm at the Regent Hotel, room 406. I have matters to discuss with you.
When?
Right now.
That's how you received your orders in the Communist Party. Anytime, anywhere. And you obeyed to the letter, right now. I got up from my desk, and there were a dozen pair of eyes watching me. Communist eyes. Some I had put in this department of the United States Employment Service myself. But I knew there were others, watching, reporting. Had I shown any aggravation, any irritation, Drexel would have known about it immediately. I walked out with a smile, the perfect, obedient slave on the way to his master. Anton Drexel, small but muscular, intelligent, dark-featured. He had come from New York, a high party functionary. He didn't bother shaking hands. He came right to the point.
Comrade Cvetic.
Comrade Drexel.
You are satisfied that I am Drexel?
I'm satisfied.
You've never seen me before. You are too easily satisfied.
Comrade Adams told me you would contact me. You did. That's good enough for me. The party isn't in the habit of making mistakes like that.
Neither is the FBI.
What do you want me to do, comrade? Throw you on the floor? Search you? Check your fingerprints? Wait for word from Moscow? What do you want?
You have a temper, Comrade Cvetic.
I don't like talk about the FBI.
You agree that we must be as careful as they are?
Any party member knows that. What mistake did I make?
You made none. I didn't accuse you of any.
I'm sorry. I was wrong.
Sit down, Comrade Cvetic.
Thanks.
What I have to say is of greatest importance.
Go ahead.
Our leaders feel it's time for us to have publicity. Sympathetic publicity in the capitalistic newspapers of this country. Is that clear?
Yes, comrade.
A large meeting of the party members will be held in the hall 2 nights from now. It will be attended by the rank and file. Comrade Adams has the responsibility of filling the hall.
I see.
At a signal, the meeting will be raided by the pickets outside. There will be a riot. Comrade Grotzinov and a sound truck will set off the riot.
A question, comrade.
Yes.
We've had many such meetings before, and none was ever picketed. Where will they come from this time?
The Cargus Manufacturing Company nearby. Our comrades in the plant have done their work well. They cry, "Stop the commie rats before they take over the country." Those stupid workers are filled with patriotism. They'll turn out by the hundreds. The riot cannot fail.
And after the riot, we blame the fascist police, the citizen Gestapo who interfered with our rights of free speech and free assembly.
Exactly. Our comrades become martyrs. Others will rally to our cause in sympathy.
Why do you tell me this, comrade? Everything is arranged. There's nothing for me.
Oh, on the contrary. Everything depends upon you. You are responsible for the boys of the Control Commission, Comrade Svetik. They will mingle with the pickets, inciting them. At the signal, they will lead them into the hall. This riot cannot fail.
But our own comrades in the hall, unarmed, they might be killed.
Should anything so unfortunate occur, it will be to their glory to die serving the party. You are under orders, Comrade Svetik.
I shall execute my orders, Comrade Drexel. Anything more?
You'll have help in your assignment. Comrade Franz will assist you.
I don't need any help for this. I've done it before by myself, and besides, I don't...
Do you object, Comrade?
I'm sorry, Comrade. The party knows best. Will that be all?
I shall be at that meeting. Good day, Comrade Svetik.
That was all. Just arranged for several hundred human beings to have their skulls cracked, their teeth knocked out. It was like sending invitations for a banquet of death. I walked down the hotel corridor from Drexel's room to the elevator. I had to get to a phone, call my FBI contact.
Hello, Comrade Svetik. Remember me?
He seemed to come out of the woodwork, like a termite. Otto Franz, my assistant. Had I protested too much at the meeting with Drexel? Then it hit me. Otto Franz had been arranged for before the meeting. Why? I didn't need any help on this job, and they knew it. But what else did they know? And what was Otto Franz? A tail or a hatchet man? Hello, Otto.
Comrade Otto to you, Svetik.
Where did you come from, comrade?
It doesn't matter. Let's go to work, huh?
Sure. What do we do first?
That's up to you. I just go along and do whatever you say. You can see her tonight when you go home.
Look, comrade, you can follow me wherever I go. Those are your orders. But you're not telling me where I can go. Those are my orders. Otto Franz, party liner, faithful hound. The crack of the whip was all he understood. Nothing would pry him from my side. He had his orders, and so had I. We took a cab, and I gave the driver an address.
Did you move to a new place, comrade?
I'm going to see my doctor first.
Something wrong?
My stomach's been upset lately.
Maybe you're nervous.
Maybe.
I got some powders I take for my stomach. Got them right with me. How about some?
I'm paying the doctor. I'll do what he says.
Just wanted to save you some money, that's all.
Thanks. He stayed with me like a headache, right into the doctor's waiting room. When the doctor was ready to see me, I knew he wanted to follow, but he didn't quite have the nerve. I told Doc I wanted to find out how my mother was, and he told me in 2 words. Not good. I asked if I could use his phone. He nodded and went into his laboratory. So far, I was getting all the breaks.
Miller speaking.
Randy Fletcher.
Go ahead, Matt.
They're staging a riot at Liberty Hall day after tomorrow. Several hundred party followers in the hall, and that many pickets or more outside. On signal, the pickets raid the meeting.
Go ahead, Matt.
Go ahead. It's up to you fellows now. You've got to stop this thing.
We can't move in on anything like this, Matt. I'm afraid you'll have to carry the ball on this one.
Look, I've got a tail on me right now. Everything's been set. What do you expect me to do?
I'm I'm sorry, Matt.
Yeah,
but this is your...
Yeah, I know. It's my baby. From the doctor's office, we went to my home. My mother's condition had me worried. Her heart had been weak for a long time. There was always the chance that she might die, still believing that I was a real communist. If my brother Tip was home, there would be real trouble, especially when he saw Otto. He hated me, but he hated my commie friends even worse. Tip wasn't there. I almost felt good. The little breaks were coming my way, but I needed a big one, real big. Otto showed a rare streak of decency.
Your mother upstairs, comrade?
In bed.
I'll wait here in the parlor. You go up and see her. But don't take too long. We got work to do, remember?
I remember, comrade. Mom.
Oh, Matt, you all right?
Sure, Mom, I'm great. But what's this I hear about you?
Oh, with me is nothing. Just a little tired. You the one I worry about, Matt.
There's nothing to worry about. I'm doing fine. Just look at me.
Oh, you are in trouble, Matt. The government, Matt. Those men from Washington. The FBI.
Yes?
They're after you, I know.
Oh, Mom, you're all wrong. Won't you listen to me?
Oh, all the time I pray for you, my boy. That God should make you give up what you are doing against the government of America.
But, Mom, can't you see...
Promise me, Matt. So little I ever ask from you.
I can't, Mom. What? Are you all right?
It don't matter no more. How can I be all right when against the United States one of my boys is working?
Look, Mom, I got to run along now. Next time, I want to see you up and around and baking a cake. You hear?
Still, I pray for you, Matt, that God should take care of you. You are still my boy, and the mother can't forget.
Back to Dana Andrews, starring as Matt Savetic in I Was a Communist for the FBI, and the second act of our story.
Otto stayed with me the next 2 days. He never let me out of his sight. We took a hotel room because I told him my mother was too ill and I didn't want to bother her at home. Why was I given this insignificant job and a guard? Did they suspect I might sabotage their riot if I had a chance? In 2 days, I hadn't been able to think of a single plan. And then the phone rang. That's the phone, comrade.
It's for you.
You amaze me, Comrade Franz. You must be psychic.
Answer it.
Yes?
Comrade Savetic.
Speaking, Comrade Drexel.
The meeting is tonight.
I know.
You have done your work?
There was nothing to be done until this afternoon.
You will see to it?
Certainly.
Let me talk to Comrade Franz.
One moment. He wants to talk to you, Comrade.
Hello? Yes. Yes. No, nothing like that. Yes.
Drexel knew where to call. I hadn't told him, and Otto was with me every moment. Were they watching both of us? Or had Otto somehow given me the slip? I shuddered. One mistake was all you ever made in a spot like this. Your first and last. He was watching me, still talking at the phone.
Yes, comrade. Right.
He sat there, staring at me, his face a complete blank. Other comrades had been pushed from hotel windows. The papers called it suicide, and the public believed the papers. I started toward the door. It's time to round up the boys for tonight, comrade. Comrade Drexel seemed a little worried that I'd not done it before this.
I know.
Well, are you coming, or do you stay here?
I got my orders, comrade. I go with you.
The goon squad I picked for this job was just like all the others, maybe a little more so. Muscle men, powerful guys, and deadly. We met them in the back room of a cheap restaurant, 24 of them, maybe a few more. Okay, comrades, let's have it quiet. You'll gather tonight at 8 o'clock in the street in front of Liberty Hall. Pickets from the Cargus Company will be on hand before you get there. Wear your regular street clothes so as to look just like the other pickets. Mix with them, but stay away from each other. And get this, no guns. I'm going to say that again. No guns. You can use brass knucks, lead pipe and a newspaper, or saps. You've got plenty to work with, but no guns. A comrade in a sound truck will be yelling for a peaceful picketing with no violence. It's your job to make the pickets forget him and raid the meeting and start the riot. Okay, that's all.
Nice work, comrade.
Thanks.
Comrade Drexel will be pleased.
Everything that night went according to schedule. It always does when the commies are behind it. They're thorough. They don't miss a trick. The plans are laid days ahead. You hope for a slip-up, but you never get your wish. When we got to Liberty Hall, the street out front was alive with pickets. They were angry, but not looking for trouble yet.
Everything goes well, Comrade Svetic.
Yeah, everything's great.
There are plenty here to cause serious trouble.
That was the idea, wasn't it?
Of course. You should be happy, comrade.
I'm happy.
Remember, boys, this is a peaceful picketing. We want law and order. Let's have no violence. This is a protest against those commies inside. This is the United States, where we do everything by ballot. Keep it peaceful, boys. Keep walking around. Let's make it legal.
Comrade Gratzinov is doing his work well.
Yeah. Have you seen any of our goon squad around?
Several. There's one.
Talking to that picket. Yeah, I see him. Well, there's another one buttonholing a couple of guys. They're here and they're working.
It is good, Comrade Svetic.
Yeah. Let's go in the hall.
Why?
There's nothing more to do here. It's just a question of time. Maybe we can help in there.
As you say, comrade.
Inside the hall, everything was proceeding according to schedule. There wasn't an empty chair in the place. It was like a sheep pen, with Comrade Adams, the ringleader, on the stage, leading them to slaughter.
And there you have an example, comrades, of this freedom America boasts. Right outside these doors, a mob of pickets. The fascist police of the United States are protesting our right of free assembly. That's why we are here tonight, to protest this wanted usurpation of our rights, to demand what our forefathers...
The party line, the same old hogwash. And they believed every word of it. Then I heard the crowd outside getting nastier. It was almost time for my goons to lead them in. I began to sweat. There must be something I could do. There must. And then a wild idea hit me. I turned to Otto. Comrade France, lock the front doors.
Are you crazy?
Do what I say. But why? You sap. If a mob walks in through an open door, they're liable to start talking things over. Make them break down a door and there's no talk, just violence.
That's a smart idea, comrade. I'll do it.
Locking the doors was just a stall for time. I wanted to get at the automatic sprinkling system, backstage. I got there just in time to meet Drexel and Adams and the rest of the big shots on their way out the back door. They weren't risking their skins.
Congratulations, Comrade Sovetic. You've done your work well. We shall meet in my hotel room as soon as this is over. Comrade Adams and I go now.
Come along, Sovetic. We've set the fuse, now let her blow.
I'll wait for Comrade France. He's out front.
Good. Make it so.
I was standing right next to a wall ladder. It led up into the rafters, and from there I could reach one of the valves of the sprinkling system and melt off the protective wax cap. I started up the ladder, and I saw Otto coming back. I jumped down. He hadn't seen me.
Your idea works, comrade. Listen to them. They're like wild beasts outside.
Good work, comrade. When those doors break, hundreds will be hurt. He turned and looked out at the hall. I gave him the heel of my hand at the base of his neck. He went down in a heap and stayed there. I shinned up the ladder and held my lighter under the valve. No one saw me. The commies inside were panicked. They didn't know what to do next. The pickets were stopped at the door, but it wouldn't be for long. I heard the door go. I heard the pickets crash through. I had to stop this somehow. Lives depended on it. I broke out into a sweat. Would that valve never melt? I held the flame closer. And then the valve melted. The water rushed through the pipes and it rained all over the hall. A hard, cooling, steady rain that could put out fires. A rain that could put out a riot. I came down the ladder. Otto was still on the floor. The commies had found the back exit. They were pouring out like drowned rats. The pickets were backing out the front door. They didn't want any part of that flood. The riot had come a cropper. Comrade Drexel was waiting for me in his hotel room, but I had to make one stop before that, a crummy little gym on Denton Street. I knew the owner, Mac, a hulking, punch-drunk ex-pug. He knew me slightly. He never asked questions. When you can't think anymore, there's nothing to ask about. Listen, Mac, I haven't got time to argue. It's a matter of life and death. I want you to go over my face, and go over it good.
With gloves, huh?
No gloves. Bare fists. I gotta look like I was really beat up.
Blood, too?
Yeah. Everything I'd get if 4 or 5 guys jumped me.
Well, it might hurt you.
I told you this is a matter of life or death. Now go ahead.
Well, okay. Just as a favor. No hard feelings.
No hard feelings. When Mac began to blur, I knew I had enough. He helped me to the door, and I staggered into the night.
Come in.
Sovetic.
There he is. He slugged me and turned on the water.
Silence. What happened, comrade?
Well, they slugged Franz first, and they jumped me. I fought them until I passed out.
Who were they?
5 of them. I never saw them before.
Pickets?
Maybe. None of ours, though.
They turned on the water?
I don't know. I guess so. I was out cold.
I tell you, the only guy around me when I got slugged was Svetic. He turned on the water.
And then beat myself to a pulp? Is that it, comrade?
Unfortunately, Comrade Sovetic, suspicion points to you.
Okay, so I slugged Otto. I turned on the water, then I beat myself unconscious. If that's the way you want it, that's the way it is. You're acting as a control commission. Okay. I confess everything. Let's get this over with.
I've remarked before, Sovetic, your violent temper.
Why not? I've done everything I could to make this job a success. And then I'm questioned like a dirty, double-crossing traitor. In the name of the party. What more do you want from me?
Take it easy, Sovetic.
Sure, I'll take it easy.
You need a doctor's care, Comrade Sovetic. I suggest that you go immediately. The story seems true. Your face is proof of that. But we shall investigate further.
Is that all, comrade?
That is all. For now.
I left the hotel, and I felt good inside in spite of the pain. I had stopped a riot. They'd investigate further, but they wouldn't find anything. I was sure of that. I'd covered everything, and for a while I was safe. I was safe to continue the double life, safe to tread the dim line between darkness and light, safe to walk alone.
Dana Andrews will return in just a moment.
This is Dana Andrews. These stories, many of them based upon actual events and happenings in the real-life experiences of Matt Savetic, are brought to you in order that you may be aware of the insidious working from within of the Communist Party. Our greatest danger lies in being unaware. Our greatest safety in a knowledge of what we are fighting against. For this reason, I urge you to listen again next week when we will dramatize another exciting adventure from the official records of Matt Savetic. Join us then, won't you? I was a communist for the FBI.
Starring Dana Andrews and an exciting tale of danger and espionage. I was a communist for the FBI. From the actual records and authentic experiences of Matt Savetic come many of the incidents in this unusual story. Here is our star, Dana Andrews, as Matt Savetic, who for 9 fantastic years lived as a communist for the FBI.
Iron Curtain, even a self-imposed Iron Curtain. And it's particularly distressing because we who have stepped behind that curtain can still see through it. We know the way you are living. Natural, normal, happy lives. We know, too, the way you look down on us, despising us as traitors. But though we understand, it hurts because everyone has a craving for love, for admiration, essentials of living that are denied to the unknown communist for the FBI.
In a moment, listen to Dana Andrews as Matt Savetic, Undercover Man. As Matt Savetic, Undercover Man. This story from the confidential file is marked A Study in Oils.
As I walk into Comrade Horsting's house, I know again that feeling of apprehension that accompanies every special party summons. As always, I wonder why I've been called. Have they seen me making a contact with the FBI? Or have they finally been able to fix the failure of some party project on me? It hasn't happened so far, but it can at any time. And the worry is always there. Then, in Comrade Horsting's living room, I learned that they haven't caught me yet.
You have been chosen to perform a very important mission, Comrade Savetic. Mission which has already met with several reverses.
Then what makes you think I can swing it?
What I think has no bearing on the case. The assignment came from party headquarters.
Oh, what is it?
You are to effect a friendly acquaintance with a Mr. and Mrs. Walt Wheeler
Where do I meet them?
on the New York Bound Limited, which passes through here at 8 o'clock tonight.
How will I know them?
I have pictures on them. Newspaper pictures taken when the Wheelers overnight were catapulted from poverty to tremendous wealth.
Oil?
5 wells so far, flowing 37,000 barrels a day. And according to my reports, this is only the beginning.
And the party wants some of this oil money.
Naturally.
Oh, I see.
Your job is simply to effect a friendly meeting with them. A meeting which can be exploited after you arrive in New York.
I leave at 8 o'clock tonight?
Right. The Wheelers, according to the report given me, will be in drawing room B, car 7018.
After leaving Comrade Horsting to go home and pack for my trip to New York, I step into a phone booth and call the FBI. I report to the agent in charge and ask for instructions. But he can't give me any until we know more about the project. Instead, he tells me to contact the bureau office in New York as soon as I learn something definite. I've only been in my room a few minutes, packing for my trip, when events began to catch up with me.
You take your time, Comrade Svetik.
I wasn't expecting you, Comrade Horsting. Come in. Has my trip to New York been canceled?
No. In fact, your responsibilities have increased. I just received this package which you are to deliver to Comrade Crowder at party headquarters.
What is it?
I wasn't told, Comrade Svetik, and I didn't ask.
Well, I just wondered. A large, flat package like that.
If Comrade Crowder thinks you should know, he'll tell you after you deliver the package. Now, finish your packing. We'll have dinner together, and then I'll drive you to the station.
I'm curious to know what's in the package Comrade Horsting has given me, but I can't look at it while he's around, and he doesn't leave me alone for a second. During dinner, he gives me his newspaper pictures of the Wheelers, and I memorize them. After dinner, he drives me to the station, where I pick up a copy of Petroleum News, the trade paper of the oil industry, before boarding my train. The first thing I do after the train leaves the station is to open the package I'm to deliver to Comrade Crowder at party headquarters. I'm not prepared for what I see. It's an oil painting of a boy dressed in the period known as the Renaissance, and it's signed Rembrandt. Communists and Rembrandt don't go together, naturally, so I decide to phone from the first scheduled stop to ask the FBI to inspect the painting at Grand Central Station in New York. Then I take my Petroleum News and walk toward the club car, where a man I recognize as the man in my newspaper pictures, Walt Wheeler, is staring out the window. I sit down beside him and begin reading my oil industry paper. It's Batewell Cast, and Wheeler opens the conversation.
You in oil business, mister?
No, not really. I just like to read about it and hope that the leases I hold on government land may be worth something someday.
It could happen.
Sure, but not to me.
It happened to me, mister.
You're joking.
Not a smidgen, mister. I was stuck with 250 of the most worthless, no-account acres a man ever broke a plow point on.
That's where they struck the oil?
Yes, sir.
Well, imagine that. What's your name?
Wheeler. Walt Wheeler.
Wheeler?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think I read something about you in this magazine a month or so back.
You might have. We sure had a flock of people after us, taking pictures and writing articles, trying to sell us things we never even heard of.
I'll bet.
I didn't catch your name.
Oh, it's Smith, Matt Smith.
Oh, glad to know you, Mr. Smith.
Well, I'm certainly glad to know you, Mr. Wheeler.
You just call me Walt.
Thanks, Walt.
You know, I haven't dared say that to anybody since we struck the darned oil. Found too many people ready to take advantage.
There are those people.
Yes, sir, and Min and me met most of them. Min's my wife.
I'd like to meet her.
I'd like to have you meet her. Right now, she's back in the drawing room primping.
Just like a woman, huh?
She's entitled to it. If Min wants to spend the rest of her life primping, it's all right with me. She's had it tough enough before.
Things were pretty bad before you struck the oil, huh?
It couldn't have been much worse. I suppose that's why the communists tried to move in on us.
So was that about communists?
Well, sir, as soon as we struck oil, we was approached to join the Communist Party. And, well, can you imagine me having anything to do with the Reds?
An oil millionaire like you. No, Walt, I can't.
Oil millionaire be darned. Even when we was poor, I was an American. I never believed that there was any place in America for red communism.
I'm glad to hear you say that, Walt. I hate 'em, too.
Well, men ought to be through with their fixing by now. So let's go back and see.
Well, I'll be glad to after we leave this next stop. I have to get off the train and make a call to New York.
It must be pretty important business if you can't wait till you get there.
Yeah, it is important.
Well, I'll wait here till you get back on the train. Then we'll go see men.
While they're switching engines, I get off the train and call the FBI in New York and arrange to have an agent meet me at Grand Central Station and check on the Rembrandt I'm carrying. Then I meet Walt Wheeler's wife, Min. She's about 50, and the years of poverty have left their marks. Marks that their newfound fortune can dim, but never erase.
This trip to New York's the first real shopping trip I've ever taken in my whole life, Mr. Smith. I'm going to make it a good one.
What are you going to buy first, Mrs. Wheeler?
I don't know exactly. I only know it's going to be the most expensive thing I can carry. Walt promised me that.
I meant it, too, honey. There's nothing too good for my men.
It'd be fun to go shopping with you, even though I couldn't buy anything.
Well, why don't you come on with us?
Why, well, I'd like to.
You've been around a lot more than we have. We could sort of lean on you for advice.
I have a little business I have to take care of first.
We got all the time in the world, Mr. Smith.
Then we'll get together in New York sometime tomorrow. Where'll you be staying?
Well, we got reservations at the Towers.
You're really living like oil millionaires, aren't you?
The sky's the limit this trip, Mr. Smith.
I'm not sure that I can stand the altitude, but I'll certainly enjoy the ride. When the Wheelers and I get off the train in Grand Central Station, I know that I've established a contact with them that fits my party orders. A contact that can be exploited to the party's advantage. After we part, I try to figure out what the angle is going to be. Then suddenly, shockingly, the Wheelers are erased from my mind by the sight of a man walking toward me. A man with his arms folded. A signal that he's an FBI agent that I'm to meet and show the Rembrandt. I nod and start toward him. He smiles. Then when I'm only 3 paces away, his smile changes to a frown, and he turns his back as a voice says to me,
Mr. Svetic?
What?
Are you Matthew Svetic?
Yes.
I'm Comrade Crowder. I believe you have a package for me.
Yes. But I was supposed to deliver it to party headquarters.
You were supposed to deliver it to me. May I have it, please?
It's in my bag.
Oh. In that case, keep it there until we reach headquarters. Were you successful in contacting the Wheelers?
Yes.
Good.
How are we going to exploit them?
That will be explained at headquarters. Come on. I didn't want to talk in the station or the cab, Comrade Svetic, but the party is going to sell the Wheelers the contents of the package you brought to me.
How can we be sure that they'll buy?
That is your assignment, Comrade.
Oh? And what am I supposed to sell them?
Open your grip and take out the package.
Here.
Thank you. There you are.
An oil painting. Signed by Rembrandt.
Do you think that you can sell that to the Wheelers?
Possibly. Though I doubt that they've ever heard of him.
That doesn't matter. We have to sell it to them.
But why to the Wheelers? The Rembrandts would be worth a lot of anybody's money.
There are several advantages in selling to the Wheelers, Comrade. In the first place, they have almost unlimited financial resources, newly acquired.
Is that a particular advantage?
Certainly. Once we have their money, their check for this picture, we'll have the check photostated on both sides. And the endorsement will be made in the name of the Communist Party.
Then we'll claim that the money was intended as a contribution to the party and can blackmail them indefinitely.
Exactly. With your help, Comrade Svetic, we'll convert the Wheelers' money to the party
Every dollar of it.
Back to Dana Andrews, starring as Matt Cvetic in I Was a Communist for the FBI, and the second act of our story.
Now that I know the party's plan to sell the Wheelers and oil by Rembrandt, I'm anxious to get away to report to the FBI so that Walt and men can be warned against buying any painting. But I can't get away. Instead, with Comrade Crowder, I enter an inner office.
Shut the door, Comrade Cvetic.
What is he doing here, Comrade?
He has clients for our Rembrandt, Dr. Brokaw.
Oh?
Well, in that case, welcome, Comrade Cvetic, Doctor. Comrade Cvetic, this is Dr. Sergei Brokaw, Comrade. Dr. Brokaw is an art dealer, critic, and expert.
And party member?
But of course, Comrade. My Avant art gallery is simply a necessary front. After several others have failed, Comrade Cvetic finally scraped up an acquaintance with a pair of dupes. The party has been most anxious to capture, Doctor. Oh? Peasants with oil wells.
Oh, they should be very good prospects.
Frankly, I doubt if they've ever heard of Rembrandt, Doctor.
So much the better, Comrade. They'll not be so critical. Our artist, while improving, is not yet perfect.
I'm afraid I don't follow you.
For example, on this portrait of an unknown boy that was just delivered to us, Comrade Cvetic also delivered the painting, Doctor. No matter who delivered it, our artist is improving. Except for the subject's left eye being 1 centimeter too short in this...
Forgery?
Copy is a kinder word, Comrade. Except for that one small difference, and that would not be noticed by any except the most thorough investigators, I defy anyone to prove that this is not a genuine Rembrandt. The colors, the canvas, the frame, everything is a copy of the finest order. If you don't mind, Doctor, I'd just as soon you save the sales talk for these suckers of Comrade Cvetic. He and I need to work out a plan for catching them.
Crowder has a plan all worked out without any help from me. A con game that would catch people a lot more sophisticated than the Wheelers. And there's nothing I can do to warn them. But I do get one break. While Crowder's checking in at the Wheelers' hotel as part of the trap, I get a chance to get to a phone booth and call the FBI.
Norrie Hill office.
I called you long distance from the railroad junction last night.
Oh, yeah. The man who was to check a possibly smuggled or stolen Rembrandt for us reported an interception. Where are you now?
I'm in a phone booth. That picture wasn't either smuggled or stolen.
Sure?
I'm positive. It was forged. Canvas, frame, everything.
Describe the picture.
Well, Dr. Sergei Brokaw called it Portrait of an Unknown Boy. It's a canvas about 14 by 16 inches. According to Brokaw, the art critic and a party member, the boy's left eye is 1 centimeter shorter in this forgery than it is in the original.
Well, that'll help plenty. Good work.
Well, that isn't all. They're getting set to sell this phony painting to some brand new millionaires, people named Wheeler. They're stopping at the Towers. Mr. and Mrs. Walt Wheeler.
Uh-huh. Anything more?
Yeah, call the Wheelers and tell them that they're going to be shown a phony painting and warn them not to buy it.
Well, I'm sorry, but I can't do that.
But look, the Reds plan to hook them, then blackmail them. This is only the first step.
Well, I can't warn them, and don't you warn them either.
But look...
I'm sorry. I have another call waiting. I'll explain it to you later. Bye.
I can't understand the agent's attitude. I'm risking my neck to make this report, to keep the Reds from getting their hands on the Wheelers' money, and I'm told to forget it. My hands are tied. I know we're fighting a war against communism, and in any war, people get hurt. But I still feel like a traitor when I go to Comet Crowder's room at the hotel, call the Wheelers, and get them to come down to see the Rembrandt. Oh, come in, man. Paul. I want you to meet a friend of mine.
Well, any friend of yours is a friend of ours, Matt.
Thanks, Walt. Oh, Mrs. Wheeler, I'd like you to meet Mr. Crowder. Mr. Wheeler, Mr. Crowder.
Hi. Nice to know you.
What's this picture you were talking about, Matt?
It belongs to Mr. Crowder. It's called Portrait of an Unknown Boy.
It's a painting by Rembrandt. Little known and extremely valuable.
When Mr. Crowder said that he intended selling the picture, men, I remembered your saying that you wanted to buy the most expensive thing you could carry. This picture might be it.
You remembered that and thought of us.
I told you he was real folks, men.
There's considerable prestige connected with owning a genuine Rembrandt.
Oh, is he one of them moderns?
Rembrandt has been dead more than 200 years.
Oh.
He was one of the old masters.
Oh, then this is real expensive.
Extremely. It's probably worth much more than you could possibly pay.
How much is it worth?
Maybe 50,000. Possibly 150,000.
Well, now, that's quite a spread. How do you find out for certain?
Check some professional art dealer.
Who?
Your own, if you like.
Oh, we don't have an art dealer.
I didn't think you would. I don't know why you insisted on wasting my time, Matt.
You're not wasting your time, Mr. Crowder. I'll vouch for the Wheelers. If they decide to buy your painting, they can well afford to buy it.
And any other painting you happen to have, too.
Why don't we take this picture to an art gallery and get an unbiased appraisal of it?
Well, anything you say, Matt. Where's a good one?
I'll pick one out of the phone book. Here we are. The Avant Art Gallery. Dr. Sergei Brokov, art dealer, critic, and expert.
Well, get the picture and let's go. We'll show Mr. Crowder who can or can't buy a painting.
I am terribly busy at the moment, Mr. Smith. I have an appraisal to do at the Metropolitan Museum. Showing to Mr. Rockingham a restoration of an early Goya.
Yeah, if he's that busy, Matt, let's try somebody else.
Just a second, Mr.
Wheeler. Walt Wheeler.
I didn't refuse to look at your painting.
Well, it isn't ours yet. May not be.
I was simply reminding myself of the number of important tasks confronting me.
Will you appraise this picture, Dr. Brokoff, or won't you?
I'll be very happy to, Mr. Smith. Please, bring it into this next room and set it up on the easel.
Thank you.
You sure know how to handle these big shots, Matt.
There's no point in wasting time if he doesn't want the job. Oh, excuse me while I help Mr. Crowder with the picture and the easel.
Well, what do you think, men?
It'd sure make their eyes pop out back home.
Yeah, that's for sure, but maybe $150,000.
I would never pay that, Walt.
Mr. and Mrs. Wheeler.
Coming.
I want to thank you for bringing this work to me.
Well, I thought you had more than you could handle.
I was referring to the painting. You've permitted me to make a discovery which will be remembered long after I'm forgotten.
Yeah?
You're to be congratulated, Mr. Wheeler. Is the painting for sale?
Well, I don't own it. It belongs to Mr. Crowder there.
Oh? Oh, well, pardon me. Is the painting for sale, Mr. Crowder?
It is, if the price is right.
Would you accept $100,000?
Cash?
Well, it would take me a little time to get in touch with my principal.
Hey, now, we brought that picture in here.
You don't own it, Mr. Wheeler. It may take me a few days to get in touch with my client, Mr. Crowder, but I can assure you that he'll be more than willing to pay $100,000 for this painting. Now, if you will accept my check for $10,000 as evidence of good faith, Mr. Crowder...
We're buying that picture, Mr. Crowder.
Oh, now, see here, Mr. Wheeler.
If your client can pay $100,000 for that thing, Min and me can, too. And we'll give you a check for the whole thing right now, Mr. Crowder.
Well,
Talk to him, Matt. I didn't know it before, but I do now. I got to have that picture.
I know now why gamblers say only suckers can't wait. Min and Walt Wheeler were so afraid that Brokoff's non-existent client would buy the phony Rembrandt, they couldn't take time to think it over. And Brokoff and Crowder played them that way. And the Wheelers actually thanked them when they took the check. A little bitterly, I phoned the FBI and reported that their refusal to warn the Wheelers had given the Reds a present of several $1 million. I left for home that night, and it was 2 days before I again checked with the FBI and arranged a meeting. Thanks.
Well, feel proud of yourself?
Sure.
I don't blame you.
What are you talking about?
The Wheelers and the phony Rembrandt. You really worked a deal there.
Yeah, quite a deal.
The phony art dealer and Comrade Crowder are going to get about 10 years apiece.
What happened?
When the story of the Wheelers' purchase broke in the papers, every art expert in New York wanted to see their unknown Rembrandt.
I can imagine.
And you can't imagine the trouble we were in. Half of the experts thought the painting was authentic. In fact, if it hadn't been for your tip about the left eye being 1 centimeter shorter than the original, we'd never been able to prove fraud against Brokoff and Crowder.
The Reds still got Wheeler's 100,000.
Well, we wanted them to, Matt. That's why you weren't allowed to tip them off. Once Crowder deposited that check, we had them. It was never cashed because the Bureau put a hold on it until the Wheelers actually stopped payment.
Well, that makes me feel a lot better.
I thought it would. All in all, it was quite a study in oils.
Yeah, a study in oils. Oil wells, oil paintings, and communist oil. My cell leader praised me highly for having handled myself with such circumspection that the suckers, as he called them, never suspected me. And the other members of our cell echoed his praise, for no wholehearted believer in the communist doctrine could ever understand that the Wheelers' attitude toward me stemmed from their own kind, generous, and just basically decent instincts, rather than from any cleverness on my part. I understood, though, and I've often wished that I could see them again as a friend. Naturally, that was impossible. If I am to have friends, I have to pick them from among the members of the Communist Party. I choose to walk alone.
Dana Andrews will return in just a moment.
This is Dana Andrews. All over America and in all walks of life, men and women are belatedly learning that they've been duped by the Communist Party, tricked into contributing their names or their time or their money to a group whose only aim is their enslavement. Although to protect innocent persons, names, dates, and places are fictitious, the danger they warn against is very real. Many of these stories are based on the fantastic experiences of Matt Cvetic. Next week, we'll bring you another strange adventure. Join us then, won't you? I was a communist for the FBI.
Starring Dana Andrews in an exciting tale of danger and espionage. I was a communist for the FBI. From the actual records and authentic experiences of Matt Cvetic come many of the incidents in this unusual story. Here is our star, Dana Andrews, as Matt Cvetic, who for 9 fantastic years lived as a communist for the FBI.
If you were forced to select a companion from the Communist Party or a bed full of vermin, which would you choose? I had that choice to make once when I was a communist for the FBI. This story explains why I made the inevitable decision.
In a moment, listen to Dana Andrews as Matt Savetic, Undercover Man. Now, here is Dana Andrews as Matt Savetic, Undercover Man. This story from the confidential file is marked, A Suit for the Party.
Comrade Roger Grennan was an important man among the local commies. He was district committee chairman, in charge of Red infiltration into civic welfare groups. But this work accounted for only a portion of his importance. Comrade Grennan attained his true stature as a Red in another, more unique manner. A manner to be recommended to all party members like him. On his way to a cell meeting one night, Comrade Grennan simply dropped dead. Hello?
Savetic, this is Rivkin.
Oh, hello, comrade.
Be ready in 15 minutes. I'll pick you up in a cab.
What for? Where are we going?
Where do you think we're going, idiot? We've got to see Grennan's wife immediately.
Mrs. Grennan? Now? Have a heart, Rivkin. She just buried her husband. Give her a chance
Never
to...
mind the sentimental pap. Be ready in 15 minutes.
Look, comrade, I think
15 minutes, Savetic.
In exactly 15 minutes and 35 seconds, I was in the taxi with Comrade Jacob Rivkin. Rivkin was definitely not the type of commie you see in those red propaganda posters. He was no square-jawed Apollo in overalls. Quite the contrary. Rivkin was a nervous, pasty-faced little man, built like a radish and just as indigestible. Though he was a ranking cell leader in the party, he had the uncanny faculty for making people dislike him on sight. His attitude toward the grief-stricken widow of the late Comrade Grennan was all too typical.
Please, Mr. Rifkin, I'd rather not go through my husband's personal things now. Maybe later on, a few days.
It's imperative that we find the list immediately.
I told you I don't know of any list.
Come on, Rivkin, some other time.
Mrs. Grennan, your husband was on his way to a party meeting when he was stricken.
Yes, I know that.
He was bringing a list to our committee. He must have had it in his pocket, somewhere on his person. I want you to find that list for us.
Please, not now. I haven't been feeling very well, sir.
Maybe I can explain, Mrs. Grennan. You see, this list contained the names of party members assigned by your husband to infiltrate certain welfare groups.
Really, Mr. Savetic, I don't care, not now. Can't you understand that?
I know it's difficult for you, Mrs. Grennan, but if those names should get out of party hands...
The FBI, for instance. If the FBI, or any enemy agency for that matter, learns the names of those comrades, it would mean disaster for our cause. We need that list, Mrs. Grennan.
I don't remember seeing any lists or anything like that, really.
What about the suit your husband was wearing? Did you go through the pockets?
No, of course not. I couldn't.
Then, with your permission, I'll do it now. Which suit was it?
His brown herringbone. It was just a bit too large for him. He's lost so much weight.
I presume the suit is upstairs?
Oh, come on, comrade. Not tonight.
Yes, please, some other time. Please go now.
We have no intention of leaving until you tell...
For pity's sake, go away. Let me
Where is
alone.
that suit, Mrs. Grennan? We need the list.
You need the list. You need the list. You need the list. Then find the list. Find it. Find anything you want. Just let me alone. Let me alone. Let me alone.
Now then, are his clothes upstairs? His clothes, Mrs. Brennan. His clothes, where are they?
They're gone.
Gone? Where? What happened to them?
Take it easy, Rivkin. Did you give them away, Mrs. Grennan, to some relatives or friends?
Yes, I gave them away. All Roger's clothes.
Where? To whom?
After the funeral, I didn't want to be reminded I gave everything away.
Will you please make sense, Mrs. Grennan? Where are your husband's clothes? That list must be in the suit, the brown suit.
All his suits, I gave them to charity.
If we've lost that list, Mrs. Grennan, we will hold you fully responsible. The party will launch a campaign of character assassination that will ruin
Shut up,
you.
Rivkin. Do you know which charity it was, Mrs. Grennan?
The Salvation Army, I guess. That must be it. The Salvation Army.
Are you sure? I mean, are you sure it's the Salvation Army?
Charity. You'll have to go to charity for Roger's list. The communists have to go to charity.
Ripken was frantic to find that list. As for me, I suffered my own secret desperation. It was my job as an undercover man to locate the list before Ripken did and turn it over to the FBI. But where does a dead man's brown suit go after it leaves the Salvation Army? Ripken and I went to the Salvation Army's main depot in that district to find out.
Well, Svedic, we have a lead anyway.
What?
I said we have a lead. The clothes are collected here and sent to the missions on Skid Row.
Where?
The mission on Skid Row.
Well, they've got 2 missions down here, comrade. You know that, don't you?
Yes, of course. I checked the one on Victor Street. They haven't received any clothes in over a week.
Then let's go to the other one. Just a few blocks from here.
Now, I know you're tired, brethren. I know you're worn and discouraged. But a song, brethren, a song will lift your spirit.
Amen, brother.
A song will send your souls aloft. A song will reach the ears of the Almighty so that He might send the angel of good fortune down to you. You've been accosted by the devil, you men. He has befouled your bodies with hunger and fatigue. But he cannot touch your souls, brethren. Now sing, then. Sing with me to the glory of the unblemished Spirit. Everybody, sing! Come to the church in the wildwood. Come to the church in the dell. No place is so dear to my childhood as the little brown church in the dell. Oh, come to the church in the wildwood. Come to the church in the dell. No place is so dear to my childhood as the little brown church in the dell. Oh, come to the church in the wildwood. Everybody lift your voices in the dell.
Just a moment here. You're Sergeant Simpkins, aren't you? Here, you, Simpkins.
Wait till he's done, Ripken.
Simpkins, you.
Yes, did you want something, gentlemen?
Yes, if you'd stop that infernal bleating long enough to listen.
We didn't mean to interrupt your services, Sergeant.
I'll be done shortly, gentlemen. There's soup on the steam table if you like. Perhaps you'll lend us your voices in this next hymn.
We don't have time for foolishness, Sergeant.
What's that?
Oh, my friend is a little upset, Sergeant. It's rather an urgent matter.
I see. Well, I promised these men here one more song. If you'd be kind enough to wait until it's finished.
Stop it! Stop that infernal clanking!
Well, you're not only being rude, my friend, you're being positively blasphemous. I'm afraid I must ask you to leave this mission.
Just a moment. Just one moment, please.
Well, look, Sergeant, I want to apologize for my friend here.
And, well, you might.
As I say, we're both pretty upset.
You must be.
You see, we've got a problem about some clothes that...
Clothes? Well, you're welcome to look through the clothes in the next room. Take what fits you, and may the Lord bless you both with a little more courtesy.
Thank you, Sergeant.
Come on, Medic. The suit may still be there.
Find anything, comrade?
No, nothing at all. Svedic, if I don't find that list, the Control Commission will...
Hey, wait a minute. Those trousers there.
Where?
Yeah, down near the bottom of the part.
Where?
Yeah, right there. Here. Hold these. Here we are. Brown herringbone. In good condition.
That's it. That's Grennan's. I've seen him wearing it. Quickly, the pockets. Anything? Anything there?
Nothing in this one. No, I didn't hear either.
Hurry, Svenny. Check them all of them.
Not here. No, not in any of the pockets, Comrade.
Here, give them to me.
Hey, wait, don't do that.
It may be in the lining somewhere.
Hey, you're ruining the trousers.
No, nothing anywhere. It's gone.
Well, the list may still be in the jacket.
Oh, the jacket's gone, too. Probably in the back of some broken-down bum.
That's hardly spoken like a friend of the masses, Comrade.
Oh, these derelicts are typical of the decadence of bourgeois democracy. In a true dictatorship of the proletariat, they wouldn't sing hymns for their soup. They'd work or be liquidated.
Yeah, okay. Come on.
Where to?
Let's start looking for the jacket.
In this concrete jungle down here, impossible.
It was worth a try, isn't it?
Of course. It's pathetic. Why are you so concerned? This is my responsibility. I'm the one to suffer if we fail to find the list.
No, Rifkin, the cause will suffer. I'm as interested in that list as you are. Maybe even more interested. We explored the concrete jungle of Skid Row night and day. We took mental inventory of the derelicts on every corner, studied the flow of human flotsam in and out of the flop houses. We prowled the alleys, stepping over the defeated forms of homeless men. We wandered in and out of littered doorways, checked the tattoo parlors and 10-cent movie houses. We scouted all the shadows of Skid Row, but nowhere did we see the brown herringbone jacket we were so desperate to find.
It's no use, Svedek. Another day down here and I'll lose my mind.
Yeah, guess I feel the same way. Hey, watch it. Don't trip over that old geezer's feet.
What?
I said, careful.
You useless old fool. Asleep in the doorway.
No place else to sleep. I told you to watch where you...
What's the matter? What are you looking at?
Huh? Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. Come on.
What's the matter with you, Svedek? You seem so...
Oh, it's nothing. Nothing. I'm just getting jumpy. So many days on Skid Row. I couldn't let Rifkin know I'd seen it, but there it was. Grennan's brown herringbone jacket, worn by an old derelict dozing in a doorway. I had to get back to that man alone. But how? How long would he stay asleep in that doorway? And how could I get rid of Rifkin without arousing his communist-trained suspicions? Sure. It had to be done. And I had to do it. But how? How?
Back to Dana Andrews, starring as Matt Svedek in I Was a Communist for the FBI, and the second act of our story.
The Communist Party can be quite broad-minded at times. For instance, it will seldom bear a grudge if a ranking party member dies without official permission, as long as he doesn't leave any incriminating evidence lying around where the FBI might find it. The incriminating evidence Roger Grennan left behind him was now lying in a Skid Row doorway in a jacket worn by a sleeping derelict. Comrade Rifkin hadn't seen the jacket, but I had. And I had to get rid of Rifkin before it was lost again.
What's the matter with you, Svedek? Suddenly you're as white as a sheet.
Am I? Just tired, I guess, Comrade.
You're right. We've wasted too much time in this dismal neighborhood. We'll have to devise a more practical plan.
Look, Comrade Rifkin, maybe we should work this thing in shifts.
Well, that might work out.
Sure. Look, I'll stay on the job while you rest up. Then you can relieve me in the morning. Go on, grab that bus across the street. I'll scout around here by myself.
What's the rush, Svedek? Anxious to get rid of me?
Oh, don't be a fool, Rifkin. You know it's the most sensible way to handle this chore. Go on, get your bus before it leaves.
Let's get a bite to eat first. I'm starved.
Hey, you'll miss your bus.
There's a bus every 10 minutes.
I know, but it's foolish to eat in one of these joints when you can go on...
What the devil is the matter with you, Svedek?
Nothing at all. Come on, let's eat.
went into the first Greasy Spoon cafeteria we came to. Just around the corner, the old man in Grennan's brown jacket lay asleep in a doorway. But how long would he stay there? Every tick of time was like a trip hammer on an exposed nerve. But my good comrade, Jacob Rifkin, wanted to relax over his food. I led him to a table near the window where I could keep an eye on the people who turned the corner, just in case the old man should wake up and take a walk. The meal was miserable and seemed to last for eternities. From time to time, I noticed Rifkin studying me carefully. I tried to appear casual, but I guess I wasn't very successful.
You're not eating much, Frederick.
Oh, no. This food isn't exactly the best in town, you know.
How would you know? You'll spend more time looking out the window than eating.
I didn't come here to eat this slop, comrade. I came to look for something vital to the welfare of the party, and that's just what I'm doing.
Yes, Frederick. Your vigilance is commendable. Perhaps you'd like to tell me what you're staring at now.
I couldn't help staring, in spite of Rifkin. The old derelict in Grennan's brown jacket had just turned the corner. He was shuffling up the street directly toward us. In a moment, he would pass the window, and Rifkin would have to be blind not to see him.
Well, comrade, what is it?
Oh, it's nothing, really. Just thought I saw...
Saw what? After all, I'm as concerned as...
Oh, I'm sorry, comrade.
Frederick, you clumsy idiot. Give me that napkin, hurry.
Well, it's only water. It won't stain. Here, let me help you.
Never mind. I'll take care of it. Frederick, there are times when you're as awkward and stupid as a 3-year-old.
I said I was sorry, Rifkin. No harm done.
All right. If I'd known you'd react this way, I never would have had you help me.
Well, forgive me. I guess we're both getting pretty jumpy.
Maybe you're right. Let's get out of here. I don't want to miss the next bus.
At least the upset glass of water prevented Rifkin from seeing the old man shuffle by the window. Now Rifkin was on the bus and gone. But the old man was gone, too. He couldn't have covered too much distance with that slow, uncertain shuffle of his. So I headed up the street after him. Once again, I was scouting the Skid Row shadows, peering into the windows of dirty little pawn shops, tattoo parlors, pool halls. But evidently the old man had gone into none of them. I stopped, trying to figure which way he might have turned, which doorway might have gobbled him up, when I noticed the only flop house on this dead-end street. Plaza Arms, said the tattered sign. Beds, 35 cents. Unless the old man could vanish into thin air, he'd have to be in there.
Yeah.
I'd like a room.
We got flops here, 35 cents. You want a flop?
That'll be okay. What's the matter?
How come you need a flop?
Why not? Man's got to sleep.
You new on the street?
Why?
Them clothes. They're pretty good clothes. Regulars down here don't wear clothes like them.
Look, chum, I'm paying for a bed, not a questionnaire. I'm broke. My wife cleaned out the bank account and took off. That satisfy you?
Okay, mister, okay. Don't get sore. I just don't want those smart guys annoying my customers.
What kind of smart guys? Cops?
Cops is all right. Some fire inspectors and health officials. I can't afford no trouble here. My customers, they're entitled to a flop without trouble.
Yeah. Oh, where'd I find my bed?
Upstairs. Got two empty. Take either one of them.
The place must have been collecting the odors of human deterioration for years. As I climbed the stairs, I could hear the heavy breathing of the sleeping men. Upstairs, there was nothing but a drafty loft. No doors, no heat. Just a cracked skylight for ventilation. Obviously, it hadn't been opened in months. The smell was even more sickening than it was down below. Through the darkness, I could see 5 beds lined up against the far wall. 3 of them were occupied. I struck a match. The man asleep in the middle bed was the old derelict in the brown herringbone jacket. The poor old guy looked like he was exhausted. He was sprawled on top of the covers, out cold. I checked the pockets of the jacket, praying that he wouldn't wake up. There was nothing in the breast pocket. Nothing in either of the side pockets. The inside pocket was empty, too. But I noticed there was a hole in it. I used my pocket knife to rip the lining. The noise fit the silence like a scream. The old man stirred. He was quiet again.
I reached in and felt around inside the jacket lining. My fingers closed on a piece of folded paper. The list. Grennan's list of party spies working in civic welfare groups. Now to get out of this musty hole and turn the evidence over to the FBI before...
I don't tell the truth as king as I am. You ain't going upstairs for another one customer. I tell you, I'm just looking for a friend. I told you... Well, I don't know nothing about you or your friend. Now, you get out of here. Take your clothes off me.
Ripped. He suspected me after all. The trusting soul of a trained
You get out of
commie.
here, I'll call the cops. Get out of my way. Oh, no, you don't. Hey, come back here, you.
I looked around in panic. A back door, a closet, a fire escape, anything to hide before Ripken saw me. He was practically up the stairs now. There was only one thing for me to do. I jumped into one of the empty cots and huddled in the smelly, crawling blankets. I knew he was looking for me, but the darkness was in my favor. I held my breath, wondering how long it would be before he discovered me. I heard him strike a match. He was looking at the man in the first bed. He was at the second bed now. I began to understand how Goldilocks felt when she heard the three bears come home. But Goldilocks wasn't sleeping in a stale, vermin-infested flophouse cot. Ripken had another match going. He was headed for the third bed now, the bed next to mine.
No wonder.
He'd seen the old man in Grennan's brown jacket. I peeked out from under the covers and saw Ripken drop to his knees and start rifling the sleeping man's pockets.
There's my guy over here. Look at him.
All right, you on your feet. What? Now, just a minute. There's a mistake here. I can
He punched
explain.
in here, forcing his way upstairs, and now we catch him picking the customer's pockets while we sleep.
Come on, buddy. Come on. There's a mistake, I tell you. Look, officer, I haven't taken anything from anyone. I was... Come on, you're waking everybody up.
Hey, here, officer, look. This old guy's jacket. He's like to mine him even.
He's out of his mind, officer. I didn't. I had no idea that...
You had no idea. Well, I got ideas. I got some pretty crummy ideas about you. Now, come on.
This is an outrage. This old fool is trying to...
Shut up. Move.
Apologies of the management, gents. Go back to sleep. Okay. Better learn that guy not to go barging in where he ain't wanted.
Morning.
Huh? Oh. You get up early, don't you? It ain't hardly light yet.
Yeah. Say, have you got an envelope I can use? I got to mail something to a friend.
Let's see. Here, this okay?
That's fine. Thanks.
Say, I'm sorry about that rumpus. I didn't want to disturb nobody.
Don't worry about it. Guess he had it coming to him.
Yeah. Say, you know something? Hannigan, the cop, he come back later. And you know what he told me?
What?
That guy's not only a pickpocket, he's a big-shot communist. I bet you the Reds will take care of him.
Yeah, they probably will.
Can you imagine? Them Reds. They're liable to turn up anywhere.
That's right, chum. Anywhere. I walked down the street to the corner and mailed the list of party names to the FBI. Then I looked back at that Skid Row flop house. Last night, I'd been given a choice. A bed full of vermin or Comrade Ripken. The choice was obvious. I turned the corner and walked away. Two broken-down derelicts trudged past me. Defeated men, walking together. No homes, no hope, no dreams. But they walked together. While I walk alone. I was a communist for the FBI.
Starring Dana Andrews in an exciting tale of danger and espionage. I was a communist for the FBI. You are about to hear a strange story. Names, dates, and places are, for obvious reasons, fictional. But many of these incidents are based on the actual experiences of Matt Savetic, who for 9 fantastic years lived as a communist for the FBI. Here is our star, Dana Andrews, as Matt Savetic.
For 9 years, I was like the Dutch boy at a broken dike, trying to plug leaks that could widen into a torrent and a flood. Fighting in the darkness of undercover to prevent disaster. Dreaming a strange, recurring dream that the water trickling ominously from the breaches in the dike was red. Blood red. 9 long years.
In a moment, listen to Dana Andrews as Matt Savetic, Undercover Man. Now, here is Dana Andrews as Matt Savetic, Undercover Man. This story from the confidential file is marked Abby, as in Abigail.
Sometimes I have days like this. Days when I want to crawl into a deep hole and just sulk. Or do some hard physical work to sweat the venom and self-hate out of my system. Days like this, I hate the words communism, cell, Trotskyite, common form, agitprop, party line. Hate 'em. But there's Comrade Revchenko fronting for Moscow. And he's got party work for me again, like it or not. And I hate it. Days like today.
Comrade Savetic, you know, of course, about the organization known as the American Rally for Peace and Tolerance.
The RPAT?
Yes.
Something for us to infiltrate, I take it?
My dear Savetic, do you pretend not to know that the RPAT has been a communist front for 5 years?
I'm not pretending anything. I just didn't know it.
Strange. The FBI knows it.
The FBI?
At least the RPAT is suspected of being a party front.
Oh, that's something else again. Nothing I can do about it, is there?
You will think of something to reestablish confidence in the American Rally for Peace and Tolerance before it's too late.
That's a pretty big order, coming cold like this.
280 local members of RPAT will cooperate in any workable plan to whitewash them.
Hasn't the Kremlin a plan? Why are we the patsies?
5 o'clock, Comrade Savetic.
What about 5 o'clock?
I will be waiting here for you to discuss your plan.
I go out, steaming quietly. I find a good, safe pay station and telephone my FBI contact. It's my day to be disagreeable, all right. I suddenly hate all the hocus-pocus of calling the FBI and using that red pony to blue fox gibberish so necessary to secrecy. I even resent having to call the perfectly respectable little cafe where we meet, Rendezvous Green. When my FBI contact walks in, I'm waiting for him with acid in my soul. I tell him of the assignment Revchenko has tossed into my lap, and incidentally let off a lot of dangerously explosive steam.
And you say you're supposed to come up with an idea by 5 this evening?
That is correct. Somewhere, Revchenko heard that Rome was built in a day and that Savetic was the architect.
The noblest Roman of them all.
Funny. I never was so close to chucking this job as I am right now.
What's the matter?
Just once, that's all. Just once, I'd like to perform some straight right-handed service for my country. No strings attached.
We always wanted to be dead sure that the RPAT was really a red front. We are sure now, thanks to you. That's a big service, Matt.
Maybe. But now I've got to whitewash a red front. And somebody's going to get hurt in the process.
It's a fight, Matt. War means casualties.
Just once. I'd like to do a lot of good without doing even a little harm.
Well, you have any ideas for Revchenko come 5 o'clock?
Blank. Nothing.
Maybe you're fighting it too hard.
Have you got any inspirations?
No.
Are you fighting it too hard?
You've got me there, man.
Yeah, I'll think of something. Matthew, who pays for the lunch?
Call it.
Heads.
Heads it is.
Best thing that's happened to me all week. See you around.
Good luck, man. Keep in touch.
Look out!
Watch it! Yeah. Nice going, gal.
Are you hurt? Did I hit you at all?
No.
Oh, I did.
No, just grazed my knee with your bumper.
Is that all?
It's funny. Getting nicked by a Red Cross station wagon.
Oh, I'm just a volunteer in the Red Cross blood donor service. You're sure you're all right now?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Well, you better come with me.
Where to?
The hospital.
I tell you, I'm perfectly okay.
No, take my arm. And don't argue, please.
All right, nurse.
I'm not a nurse.
I'm just doing this to humor you, not draw a crowd.
You get in first, can you?
Now, go on. Slide in.
All right, but... Now, can you get in alone?
With my dying effort. Like so.
I don't want to quarrel, but you really stepped right out in front of me.
Sorry, I can't discuss it.
Why?
See my lawyer.
Really?
No, I was off in a cloud. Polyclinic, Polly.
Oh, you had me worried.
I watch the girl secretly as she drives, carefully, yet relaxed and confident. And very, very fetching in the blue uniform of the Red Cross volunteers. I say girl. She isn't quite. 30, maybe, with a look of kindliness and patience maturing her eyes and mouth. It's a firm, good face, tempered, it seems to me, in sadness and experience. I like it, and I like her. I make conversation to hear her voice and to find out what I can about her, while I can. Your time is short with decent people when you're a communist for the FBI. Blood donor service, you said?
Yes.
Nice jobs, these station wagons.
Well, this one's fairly new.
Expensive?
Oh, well, I'd rather not say. You see, they're often donated to us.
Oh, I see. You don't want to put a price on generosity.
Yes.
This car donated?
It says on the door panel,
Well, I didn't notice.
in memory of Major Robert Quinton.
Oh.
How's the leg?
Oh, nary a pang.
Well, we'd better exchange cards anyhow, just in case.
I'm just plain Matt Savetic. No steel engraved cards.
I'm Mrs. Robert Quinton.
Oh. Oh, you donated the car, then?
You can reach me through the Red Cross.
Well, I'm sure it won't be necessary. You must be pretty busy anyhow.
But unfortunately, no.
Why not?
Well, I don't know. People don't quite realize the importance of the blood donor program. The urgent need for blood plasma and whole blood, war or peace.
Maybe it takes you to tell them.
All right. When did you last give blood?
Yeah.
I won't pursue the point.
Well, I wish I could explain, especially to somebody like you. Well, I mean, somebody who's lost somebody. No, never mind. I'm sorry.
It was a training flight. He was an instructor.
They're just as gone, however they go.
Oh. You get over it. You try. The blood bank has its share of visitors who are getting over it without forgetting.
Yeah. I study the strong, gentle contours of her face. I like her laughter, but her melancholy pierces me through and through. All at once, I feel exactly like shedding about 500 cubic centimeters of Savetic blood without any strings attached. I want to do something for somebody, whether my red comrades like it or not, and they won't. I haven't an idea in my head for Revchenko and Arpat, the communist front crowd, right now. I'm in business for myself, personally. Look, how about this?
Yes?
I'm not hurt, see?
Well, we'll let the doctor decide that.
All right, we'll let the doctor decide it. Drive me around the block to the blood bank and let the doctor there decide if I'm okay. And if I am, I'd like to donate a pint of blood. What's the matter?
Well, are you... You're not just doing this for me.
Let's say I'm doing it For me. Blood bank, Polly.
Then I better make a right turn here. And the name is Abby.
Abby as in Westminster?
Abby as in Abigail.
Matt as in Savetic.
How do you do?
Fine. I'm feeling strangely exhilarated, lightheaded. I feel great. Inside of 20 minutes, I'm lying on a cot in the blood donor center with a dozen other donors. I watch a half-liter flask fill up with 500 cubic centimeters of Matthew Savetic. I don't feel a thing except that strange exhilaration. Then, it's over. The nurse helps me off the cot, and here comes Abby, as in Abigail, to usher me into the commissary for refreshments.
How do you feel, Mr. Savetic?
Oh, I feel fine.
Keep that bandage on your arm until tomorrow.
The nurse told me.
And drink lots of fluids.
As if I ever drink anything but fluids.
Well, it's good we met, isn't it?
I think so.
Come back soon?
I'll check directly with you. That's all right with you.
That would be all right, yes.
Well, fun's fun, but I gotta be going.
Goodbye, Mr. Savetic.
Yeah.
And thank you.
I'm still feeling pretty good. I nod and grin inanely at other donors waiting their turn in the foyer. Walk outside. Pretty soon I come down to earth again and remember it's time for my regular telephone check with Revchenko.
Savetic,
Yes?
I must see you at once.
You said you wanted to see me at 5 o'clock.
I'm telling you now that I want to see you now.
I haven't given the Arpad situation enough thought yet.
Now,
but
Savetic.
Okay. I head for headquarters. The exhilaration of the blood bank all evaporated. I'm worried whenever Revchenko takes that blunt attitude. When I walk into his office, I know right off the heat is on, and hot.
Tell me about your morning, Comrade Savetic.
What do you mean, after I left you this morning?
After you left me this morning, yes.
Well, first Well, why?
Just tell me, that's all. I'm interested in your day.
Well, nothing much. I walked around, had lunch.
Where?
Where did I walk?
Where did you have lunch?
What's the difference? Some little joint?
Near the blood donor center, perhaps?
Could be.
In the blood donor center, perhaps?
I don't get you.
You do know, however, that it is sharply forbidden for party members to cooperate in any way with the American Red Cross?
Certainly I do. Why?
Comrade Savetic, roll up your sleeve.
Now back to Dana Andrews, starring as Matt Savetic in I Was a Communist for the FBI, and the second act of our story.
I've got to think fast. If Revchenko learns I actually gave blood at the blood bank, I'm in serious trouble. The bandage is in the crook of my left arm. I fumble at the cuff of my right sleeve, stalling for time, thinking hard and fast, fighting down panic. If Revchenko learns the truth, I'm through in the Communist Party, and useless, therefore, to the FBI. And then, with a kind of a little shock of discovery, I get my inspiration. Idea. A great idea.
Why were you seen coming out of the Blythe Street Blood Donor Center? Huh?
Who saw me?
Does it matter you were seen?
Well, I was working on an idea for the American Rally for Peace and Tolerance.
And that's why you betray your party?
Oh, no, I wouldn't say that, Revchenko.
What would you say, then?
Look here. Suppose the ARPAT volunteers en masse to contribute blood.
Are you insane?
We give a couple of 100 pints of blood, sure, but we publicize it big. We build up ARPAT as a patriotic force, giving their blood for Uncle Sam. Oh, a few people may still have their doubts, but mostly it'll be a lot easier sledding for the rally from there on in. I can arrange to take over the Blythe Street Donor Center for the day. Photographs, reporters, sob interviews, some good old phonus balonus about our American responsibilities to America, the works. Leave it all to me, and it's a breeze. Huh?
How soon can this be done?
I'll get on it right away.
Not bad, Savetic. Get on with it.
Hello? Hello, Abby? Mrs. Quentin? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, Abby, I struck big pay dirt for you.
Mr. Svetic?
I think I've talked 280 members of the American Rally for Peace and Tolerance into coming down and giving blood.
Oh, how wonderful.
The question is, can you handle it all in one day?
Well, name the day, that's all.
Tomorrow?
Oh. Well, that would mean some cancellations, and we don't want to lose a single donor.
The next day, then.
Fine.
What time?
Early. Dawn to dusk.
That's a contract, girl. I'll call you about exact arrangements later. So long for now.
Matt.
Yeah?
Thank you, Matt. So much.
Matt, she called me. Matt. I'm feeling pretty good as I hit the telephone and make arrangements with RPAT, the newspapers, and the local radio for publicity on the grand gesture. It's almost too good to believe. I've actually conned the party into giving blood to the American Red Cross. 2 mornings later, the comrades of RPAT start showing up bright and early, and for the rest of the long day, there isn't a dull moment. Somewhere along late in the afternoon, I make my routine telephone check with Rev Chinko and get the first hint of sudden disaster.
Savetic, report to my office immediately.
Why? What's the matter?
Don't talk now. Do as I say. Report here at once.
But I...
At once, Savetic.
Now what?
News of your scheme has reached the highest echelons of our apparatus in America. It simply will not do to give blood to a culture we despise.
But don't they understand? We've gotten great value for it. Our Pat will be in the clear again.
I tell you it will not do, Savetic.
And I tell you it's done.
Then undo it.
How?
Destroy the blood flasks somehow.
We can't do that.
You can't, but you will.
I'll try to think of something.
You must. When can you bring me a plan?
I'll call you later.
I'll be here, Savetic. Waiting.
Tough situation, Matt.
I didn't want to drag the FBI into this more than I had to, but I need help.
I hate to be this negative about it, Matt, but you have no choice. Let the comrades get back their blood.
I won't do it.
No other choice, Matt.
So what is there to do?
The idea is to have a comrade pose as a holdup man making his escape. He stops a blood transport on the highway at gunpoint, commandeers the car, and hides it away for 2 days. If whole blood isn't processed in 2 days, it's worthless.
Well, yeah, it begins to take shape.
They don't dare actually destroy the flasks. That would point the finger straight at them, as you point out.
Oh, that'll work all right. It's just a shame, that's all.
Find out when the blood will be taken out tonight to the processing center. Call Revchenko, tell him your plan, and describe the route of the car.
Oh, yeah. He'll get some zealous comrade to flag it down, all right.
Better get going on it right away, Matt.
I call Abby, find out the time she's leaving with the unprocessed blood, learn the route, and make a date to ride down with her to the processing lab. Then I call Revchenko, make an appointment with him, and give him the layout. He likes it. Why shouldn't he like it? It was cut to measure by the FBI. I wait for 9:30 at night and ride the long ride to the processing lab in Abby Quentin's heavily loaded station wagon. A very, very bad company for a good-looking widow.
Matt, what's the matter?
Nothing.
Well, you've been so quiet.
Yeah, I get these moods.
Good thing for a girl to know.
Pretty dark stretch, isn't it?
I know it perfectly by now.
Is it always so deserted?
Well, I picked it because it's deserted. I don't like traffic around when I'm driving blood. Too precious to risk.
It's packed securely, isn't it?
Heavy wooden cases, cork liners, metal partitions. But a hard blow and somebody might lose out. Burned child, wounded soldier, somebody. So many somebodies.
Oh, Abby, look out!
Oh!
There's somebody in the road.
He's waving at us, limping.
Don't get out. He can make it.
Thanks, friend. Thanks, friend.
What's the matter? What's wrong?
My car spun off the highway.
Are you hurt?
I don't know. Get me to a hospital.
Well, climb in. Give him your hand, Matt.
Here.
Yeah, thanks, pal. Now get rolling. Fast.
Oh.
Go easy on that trigger, pal.
Then get going.
Better do it, Abby.
Sorry, friends.
That's all right. It's a pleasure.
Little job went wrong in a gas station. I had to blast the attendant. Cops put an APB on this short wave with a description of my car. Had to change transportation. Understand?
Perfectly.
Oh. Red Cross car, huh? Couldn't have picked better. Take a left at the next interchange or I'm not responsible. You hear me?
I hear you.
Watch it, girl.
He killed one man. I won't let him kill 50. There are 300 pints of whole blood in this car. All with the necessary tests made at the center. Emergency.
Emergency?
There's been an urgent call for whole blood to be flown overseas.
I thought we were going to the processing center.
We branch off on the airport road.
You take the next interchange, lady. No airport. Don't miss it, lady.
I wouldn't count on it if I were you.
She means it. I know she's telling the truth. There are 300 pints of life stowed away behind us in those blue cases. And I don't much care what might happen to me if I try to help and get those cases delivered to that plane. I want to look real good come Judgment Day. I want to look good to the Abby Quintons of this world. And to this special Abby Quinton in particular. Only how? Wreck the station wagon and hope to reload on a passing truck or car? What if we burn? Suppose the flasks are all smashed? Suppose we're hurt and helpless to explain the situation to any passerby? Suppose she's killed. Think, Semitic. Think and act. Do something.
Watch it now. The interchange is dead ahead. What's that?
I don't know, but I can guess. We've been going over 80.
Cops?
Yeah. They're flashing us now.
Step on it, you. Get moving.
I can't go any faster.
Do you want her to wreck the car, you lunatic?
Yeah, I wanted to wreck the car. Yeah. Yeah.
You're crazy.
That's right, lady. You're so right, lady. Yell at him. Tell him Red Cross. Tell him emergency. Tell him, go on.
That's all right, officers. Emergency. Red Cross to airport. Emergency.
No! Stop! No!
Yeah, too late, lady. They're going places.
No. No. They want us to follow. Oh, this is funny. They're giving us a police escort to the airport.
Oh, no, they're not.
Isn't it funny, though? It's wonderful.
Well, let me get that wheel.
What are you...
Stop.
Yeah.
You fool.
No, don't.
You wrecked it, you fool. You... I wake up slowly. It smells like a hospital, then like perfume. It's both. I see clean gray walls. I see Abby smiling down at me.
Hi, Matt.
You're a mess.
Oh, listen to you. What's a black eye and a patch on my cheek? Look at you.
What about me?
Nothing permanent. You took the windshield way out.
Or what about the flasks? Did it all smash?
Just a few bottles. The police put the rest aboard almost on schedule. And they have our gun-happy friend.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll be back tomorrow night.
Good.
Good night, Matt.
Bye, Abby. As in Abigail. She's back the next night, and the next, and the next. She's probably back the following night, too. I wouldn't know. Because I'm gone by then. Because I don't think I can face her evening after evening without losing my nerve and my job with the FBI. I'd go soft. I'd chicken. So, I'm out of there before visiting hour, the fourth night around. The comrades can't say I didn't try, so I'm in the clear. They won't wreck another blood transport car. Twice might rub the whitewash off the American Rally for Peace and Tolerance. They don't know that the FBI knows what's underneath that whitewash. Red. Bright red. So maybe I don't do too badly at times, but it gets harder and harder to say goodbye when the Abby Quintons say good night. but I'm a communist for the FBI. I walk alone.
Dana Andrews will return in just a moment.
This is Dana Andrews. The play you've just heard is typical of the fantastic, undercover, behind-the-scenes struggle for America and the entire world. It was another story stemming from the real experiences of Matt Cvetic, who worked undercover for the FBI. Next week, another exciting and compelling adventure. So be with us, won't you? See you. The communist for the FBI.
Starring Dana Andrews in an exciting tale of danger and espionage. I Was a Communist for the FBI. Many of the incidents in the story you're about to hear are based on the actual records and authentic experiences of Matt Cvetic, who for 9 fantastic years lived as a communist for the FBI. Here is our star, Dana Andrews, as Matt Cvetic.
9 years isn't a long time to the average American living a normal life. But a communist for the FBI doesn't live a normal life. And 9 years of fear and tension seems an eternity. The fear isn't all personal. The greatest fear is that those you're trying to protect will fail to recognize their danger, refuse to realize that communists are dedicated to the elimination of personal liberty wherever it exists. If you are one of those who has refused to believe, listen to my story with an open mind. It should open your eyes because it's part of the story of communism.
In a moment, listen to Dana Andrews as Matt Cvetic, Undercover Man. Here is Dana Andrews as Matt Cvetic, Undercover Man. This story from the confidential file is marked Against the Middle.
It's Tuesday evening, and I'm walking my tightrope again, crossing the chasm between communism and the Federal Bureau of Investigation. I've just come from a cell meeting where I've received instructions in the gentle art of starting a riot. And I'm getting cleaned up before going out to meet my FBI contact when I'm interrupted by a knock at the door. I'll be with you in a second. Oh, come in.
You seem surprised to see me, Comrade Cvetic.
I am, Comrade Horton. I was about to go out.
Then we got here just in time.
Yeah.
This is Comrade Carlescu, Comrade Cvetic.
How do you do?
It is my pleasure, Comrade. Comrade Carlescu has just arrived from Europe. He's on a special assignment, in which you will cooperate, Comrade Cvetic.
What is the assignment?
To begin with, Comrade Cvetic, since you are to accompany me to Chicago, leaving immediately would be well for you to pack while I outline our mission.
I don't see how I can leave immediately, Comrade.
What?
Well, I have some unfinished party business I need to look after.
No, they will have to wait, Comrade Svetic.
Oh, now look.
I should have told you, Comrade Svetic. Comrade Kolescu is high in the ranks of the European MVD. And according to the directive I received from New York, his orders are to be followed without question.
No, I didn't understand.
Thank you, Comrade Horton. You can go now.
Thanks.
Now, Comrade Svetic, if you will proceed with your packing, I will proceed with my outline of our mission.
Right. What about our mission, Comrade Kolescu?
Well, unbelievable as it may seem, Comrade Svetic, dangerous reactionaries are still operating in one of the newest People's Republics. A group in this country is supplying the funds being used against us in that People's Republic.
There isn't much we can do about that, is there?
Not against those in this country. However, once we know the names of those in Europe, we can end the movement overnight.
And you're here to get the names of these European anti-communists from their friends in this country?
That is our mission, Comrade Svetic.
Well, just how are we supposed to do this?
Through operatives we have managed to plant in the European organization, they have learned that the group leader in this country is a Dr. Zorny, who lives in Chicago. Now, I have a letter of introduction to the doctor from Vladimir Brodnik, one of their most trusted European workers, who happens to be one of our operatives.
I see.
Now, we will have the fullest cooperation of the local party members, comrade. The best protection they can give us. But I am warning you, this is a dangerous operation. If we are clumsy and get caught, Dr. Zorny and his group will unquestionably eliminate us, as we intend eliminating their stooges in Europe.
That sounds reasonable. But why mention it?
Because I do not want to depend on a comrade who may weaken under stress. If you are afraid, say so. I will get someone else.
I'll go.
I thought you would. We better go to the airport.
I don't want any part of this assignment, but I have to take it. Because if I don't, someone else will. And the lives of some of our anti-communist friends behind the Iron Curtain are at stake. On the way to the airport, I try to get away from Carlescu long enough to phone the FBI. But there's no chance. There's no chance when we get off our plane in Chicago either. Because local party members are waiting for us to drive us to an apartment house where they give us a briefing.
Unfortunately, comrades, we cannot give you too much information about Dr. Zorny's group or its activities.
He operates a bookstore, specializing in technical works, and his whole establishment is exceptionally well guarded.
Guarded? How?
In the daytime, Comrade Carlescu, the store is filled with customers, browsing among the books.
The same customers each day.
And at night, the place is protected by burglar alarms, with direct connections to the precinct police station.
This has to be an infiltration job, all right.
And even that is far from certain of favorable results, Comrade Svetic. One of our own cell members joined Dr. Zorny's group a month ago and failed to get any information.
He didn't learn anything?
We don't know. We only know that he was taken into the group 4 weeks ago. Haven't seen him since. Dr. Zorny blandly denies ever having heard of him. Well, that's about all we can tell you.
Then take us to the bookstore. Comrade Svetic and I have a job to do.
As we drive from the apartment to Dr. Zorny's neighborhood, I can't keep my mind off the party member who joined Zorny's group and disappeared without a trace. And I can feel my blood pressure pounding in my temples as our car comes to a stop.
Well, comrades, this is as close to Zorny's bookstore as we can take you, without endangering your mission and your lives.
We've both been to the store inquiring about our missing comrade. If they saw you with us, they...
Now, where is the bookstore from here?
The next street over, Comrade Carlescu. Turn to your right.
It's in the middle of the block. You can't miss it.
Come on, Comrade Svetic. We will find out how my letter of introduction works.
This is the place, all right, comrade.
Do not call me comrade. I am plain Joe Carlescu, and I will call you Matt.
Okay, Joe.
Come on. Now go right to the back of the store, Matt. It should attract attention.
Okay. I hope it's the sort of attention we want. Well, what?
Look as though you wanted some help.
That won't be necessary. By the time you turn around, it'll be here.
May I help you, gentlemen?
We'd like to speak to Dr. Zorny.
I am Dr. Zorny, sir.
I'm afraid we need a little more identification than that.
Oh? Mr. Barton?
Yes, Doctor?
Please come here. What is it, Dr. Zorni? These gentlemen would like to have me identified.
I'm satisfied, Dr. Zorni. Are you Joe?
I guess so.
Who are you, sir?
My name is Joe Carlescu. I have just arrived from Europe with a message from Vladimir Brodnik. I do not want to talk here.
It is perfectly safe. Every man in the store is a trusted friend.
Oh, well, in that case...
However, it is not very comfortable. I have living quarters in the back. We will go there. This way, please, gentlemen. Now, if you please, Mr. Carlescu, the message from Brodnik.
Oh, here.
Brodnik speaks highly of your work in the underground, Mr. Carlescu. What can I do for you?
No, as I see it, Doctor, the question is, what can I do for you?
What do you mean, sir?
I, together with my friend, Mr. Svetik, want to join your group of patriots here in the United States and continue the work I was doing before I was driven out of Europe.
I see. Brodnik's letter does not mention Mr. Svetik.
No, Brodnik did not know him. He is my cousin.
We'd never seen each other until Joe arrived a short time ago. When he told me what was actually happening in Europe, I gave up my job to come to Chicago with him.
You sound like the sort of man we need badly.
When do we start, and what do we do?
I admire your spirit, Mr. Svetik, but I am afraid it is not that simple. I will have to take up this matter with the council.
How long will that take?
Not long. Several of those you saw browsing in the store are members of the council.
Is it safe to have so many members of the group in a place where local communists can identify them, Dr. Zorni?
Quite safe, Mr. Carlescu. Every one of those men has lost all of his relatives who were living behind the Iron Curtain. So they are men with a purpose and immune to coercion.
Uh-huh.
As for their personal safety, like myself, they all have permits which allow them to carry guns.
I see.
Now, please, make yourselves at home while I poll the council on your request.
After Dr. Zorni left, the minutes dragged by interminably. And although Carlescu and I were unable to discover their observation post, we knew we were being watched every second for any suspicious move. Finally, when even Carlescu began to fidget as his nerves responded to the silent pressure, Dr. Zorni returned to the room, accompanied by the man he had introduced as Mr. Barton.
Gentlemen, your request has been presented to the council.
And did they accept us?
The answer to that, Mr. Carlescu, is yes and no.
What does that mean, Dr. Zorni?
Exactly what it sounds like, Mr. Svetik. You are being accepted as probationers in the movement.
Well, that's a step in the right direction. When do we report?
You have already reported, Mr. Svetik.
Huh?
For a time, until the council has clearly established your identities and your purpose in coming here, you must live here with me and expect suspicion.
Well, look, we came here as volunteers. If this is the way you...
Dr. Zorni is right.
What?
Matt does not understand the precautions necessary in underground movements, Doctor.
In America, only communists have need for such knowledge, Mr. Carlescu. Mr. Svetik's ignorance is a fine reference.
Well, can't we leave the house at any time? For any reason, Doctor?
Of course you can, Mr. Svetik. But when you do, Mr. Barton must go with you. The lives of our friends in Europe depend upon our vigilance.
I see. Any other restrictions?
Only one. Communists have already tried to infiltrate our organization. Until the council is absolutely certain of your motives, gentlemen, I must ask you to surrender the revolvers that so obviously bulge your coats.
Now, wait a minute.
Well, I would rather not, Dr. Zorni.
I am afraid I must insist, Mr. Carlescu. If you will direct your attention to Mr. Barton, you can see that he has you covered, and the council members are just outside the door.
to Dana Andrews, starring as Matt Cvetic in I Was a Communist for the FBI, and the second act of our story.
Mr. Barton has you covered, and the council members are just outside the door. That's all Dr. Zorni says, and he says that quietly without any melodramatics. But Comrade Carlescu and I know that we've had the word, and we give up our guns without any argument, then wait to see what happens. As far as I'm concerned, there's nothing. For 2 nerve-wracking days, I sit idly by while Carlescu is questioned about things that have happened behind the Iron Curtain. Apparently, he passes the test.
Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good afternoon, Dr. Zorni.
What's good about it, Doctor? I'm getting a little tired sitting in a back room looking at the walls.
Still impatient, Mr. Cvetic?
Well, I didn't give up my job to follow Joe out here just to sit around twiddling my thumbs.
Of course you didn't. By the way, what was this job you gave up, Mr. Cvetic?
Why, with an insurance company. I was a claim adjuster.
What company, Mr. Cvetic?
Valley Center Mutual? Why?
Just routine. Now, although we have not yet had any direct word from Vladimir Brodnik, the council members are reasonably well satisfied with Mr. Kalescu's response to their questioning.
Well, that at least is gratifying, Dr. Zorni.
Now, if you are still willing to accept group responsibilities and risks, we have a task for you.
What's the job, Doctor?
I have an important meeting this afternoon, a meeting at which no communist spies are desired.
Just how does this affect us, Doctor?
Very directly, Mr. Cvetic. 2 communists known to the group members have been taking an undue interest in the bookstore for the past few days. Your job will be to keep them occupied, leading them away from the vicinity if possible, while I get away to keep my appointment.
Oh, I see.
Normally, I would send Mr. Barton with you for protection, but I need Mr. Barton myself this afternoon.
Well, give us back our guns, and we won't need any other protection.
We don't want any gunplay, Mr. Cvetic.
We won't start any, Doctor. But if these Reds are as tough as you say they are, I don't want them to trail me away from this bookstore unless I have a gun.
I can see your point. Your guns will be returned to you, but remember, if there is any shooting except in unquestionable defense of your lives, we will turn you over to the police.
There will be no shooting, Dr. Zorni. I am sure that Mr. Cvetic and I can handle any Communist Party members without violence.
I feel quite certain that you can, Mr. Kalescu. By this evening, we will know the answer.
That sounded like an expression of confidence from Dr. Zorni. And Carlescu and I congratulated ourselves on the way we'd fooled our enemies. Secretly signaling our comrades watching the bookstore to follow us, we led them to a place where we could talk. And we were unpleasantly surprised by their reaction.
If Zorni was headed for an important meeting, you had no right to lead us away from the bookstore, comrades.
Why, this comes very close to deliberate sabotage. We'll have to report it.
Go ahead, comrades. And I will report you as a couple of thickheads who should be returned to the menial positions in which you obviously belong.
Comrade Carlescu is in charge of this operation, comrades. His orders are to be followed without question.
But Dr.
Zorni has been going to meetings for months without your learning anything. Our leading you away from the bookstore will gain us the confidence of the group.
Are you making any progress, comrade?
At least thanks to Comrade Cvetic's insistence, they have returned our revolvers.
But not our ammunition.
What?
Check your gun.
You're right, comrade.
When Zorni said probation, he certainly meant it.
What caliber revolver do you carry, comrade?
.38 Police Special.
Give us your cartridges.
I only have those in the gun.
You can get others we can't. Give them to us. It's an order. Good. Now, were you able to learn anything at all while I was being questioned, Comrade Cvetic?
I overheard Zorni asking Barton about a list of names.
Names of the group's members?
I don't know. Zorni referred to it as a new list. Barton said he hadn't seen it.
We are going back to the bookstore at once.
We just got out of there.
And we are going back while Dr. Zorni and Mr. Barton are out. With them gone, we should be able to check the living quarters thoroughly.
This may be a trap, Comrade Carlescu.
A trap?
Zorni and his group may have sent you out while they prepared an unpleasant surprise for your return.
It's a possibility, comrade.
Are there any suggestions?
Yes. Why not send Comrade Svetic back first to spring the trap if there is one?
That's a happy thought.
It would spare you for future party assignments, Comrade Karlesky.
That is true. You are not always thick-headed, Comrade.
I try to think of the party's best interests. Please remember that in your report, too, Comrade.
I shall. What do you think of the idea, Comrade Svetic?
I'm on an assignment. You tell me what to do, I'll do it.
I am accepting the suggestion. You return to the bookstore immediately. I will follow you in half hour. If everything is all right, stand in the doorway under the pretext of looking for me, and I will join you.
What happens if there is something wrong?
I will praise you highly in my report, Comrade Svetic.
I don't like the idea of being a possible clay pigeon for Dr. Zorni's group, but I console myself with the thought that this does give me a chance to contact the FBI. Then I learned that this isn't much consolation after all.
Sorry, Matt. We can't officially interfere in this matter.
Why not?
Political reasons. Koleski is traveling on a diplomatic passport. No matter what our sympathies may be, we can't take sides unless someone breaks the laws of the United States. But naturally, if anything happens to you...
Thanks. Karlescu has already promised to praise me in his report. How to have quite an obituary.
I know what you're up against, Matt, but in this case, I can't give you any help. Or even protection.
Any advice?
None that'll be of much help. Just try to stay out of trouble. If you can't, make as much noise as possible. I'll tip off the precinct police to keep a check on the bookstore.
After hanging up, I return to the bookstore. Everything seems friendly enough, so I stand in the doorway as a signal to Karlescu, and he joins me. Then we walk directly to the living quarters and back. The council members are all smiles as we pass between them when I walk through the store, but as the door closes behind us, we hear the lock click.
What was that?
Only the lock on the door, Mr. Karlescu.
Dr. Zorni.
You seem surprised to see me, Mr. Karlescu.
As a matter of fact, we are, Doctor. No one told us you had returned.
Did you have trouble?
No violence, Doctor, but after all, communists are not fools.
That is a matter of opinion, Mr. Karlescu.
Was your meeting successful, Doctor?
Very enlightening, Mr. Svetic. I will give you the details later. You did say you were a very close friend of Vladimir Brodnik. Did you not, Mr. Karlescu?
Like brothers, Dr. Zornik. Have you heard from him again?
Indirectly. And since the council is about to make its final decision concerning you two, I wanted to be sure of my facts.
I am at your disposal, Doctor.
I feel quite certain of that, Mr. Karlescu. Now, if you two will make yourselves comfortable, I will join the council. I am sorry you knew Brodnik so well, Mr. Karlescu.
What could he have meant by that?
I wish I knew. It didn't sound good.
No. Did they take your gun away from you?
No.
Then give it to me. Our time may have run out.
Well, if it has, I want a gun.
There is no time for argument. Give me your gun. Now, I will guard the door while you go through Zorni's papers. Look for the list of names we want. The names of the European underground.
So, while Comrade Karlescu stands guard at the door, I ransack Dr. Zorni's desk. But I find no names. The voluminous correspondence carries only code signatures.
Hurry, comrade. There must be a list of names somewhere. No man could remember everyone in the underground.
Then I make two startling discoveries. I find a notebook containing the underground's table of organization with all the names and corresponding code signatures. And I find a 2-page letter which reads in part, "The names attached are those of MVD spies who have been recently eliminated. Beware of anyone who contacts you giving any of these men as underground references." And at the top of the second page, I see the name of Vladimir Brodnik, the name Karlescu used as reference when we first met Dr. Zorni. Suddenly it occurs to me, by throwing away the letter and giving Karlescu the list, I can protect the lives of the European underground workers.
Well, haven't you found any names yet, comrade?
I just found a few.
Good. Give them... No, put them in your pocket. I hear someone coming.
Then get ready to make a break for it, comrade.
Why, did you get all the names?
I got one list, and there's a letter that warns against... Here they come. Right through them. Karlescu.
We won't get out of here alive. Look out!
Are you all right, Comrade Kolescu?
I'm alive. And what happened to you, Comrade Svetic?
Nothing much. I followed right behind you. You took most of the swings aimed at me.
We were watching the bookstore, Comrade Kolescu.
Yes. If we hadn't been there, you would have disappeared without a trace.
Yes. Comrade Svetic.
Yes?
The list of names you put in your pocket. Do you still have it?
Yes. There are only a few.
Well, it's a start. It will convince the hierarchy that Comrade Kolescu accomplishes his missions.
Well, it won't do Comrade Brodnik much good.
Why not?
His name is at the top of the list.
Let me see that list. It is at the top of the list. Wait till I get back to Europe with this. I always suspected Brodnik.
This may not be the list we're looking for, Comrade Kolescu.
It is the list I was looking for, Comrade Svetic. The list that will eliminate Comrade Brodnik and the rest of the traitorous swine.
That was Carlescu, another typical red idealist, the type whose party zeal is always conditioned by suspicion of everyone. And the suspicion reacted against Carlescu, as I learned from party repercussions after he returned to Europe. His charges against Brodnik, who had died a party hero at the hands of the underground, was officially interpreted as an attempt to cover his own failure. And he disappeared. It's a lonely life being a communist, but when you can't depend on friends and can't afford enemies, you're forced to walk alone.
Dana Andrews will return in just a moment.
This is Dana Andrews. Although we who live in the free world have not as yet been forced to an underground movement, it could happen here, and it will if we ever forget that the price of liberty is eternal vigilance. To protect innocent persons, the names, dates, and places mentioned are fictitious, but the danger we warn against is very real. Many of these stories are based on the fantastic experiences of Matt Svetic. Next week, we'll bring you another strange adventure. Join us, won't you? I was a communist for the FBI.
Starring Dana Andrews in an exciting tale of danger and espionage. I was a communist for the FBI. From the actual records and authentic experiences of Matt Svetic come many of the incidents in this unusual story. Here is our star, Dana Andrews, as Matt Svetic, who for 9 fantastic years lived as a communist for the FBI.
In all these fantastic years, fear was my worst enemy. The average man in the normal course of events comes face to face with fear only a few times in his life. But I faced the terror of fear almost constantly for 9 years as a communist for the FBI.
In a moment, listen to Dana Andrews as Matt Svetic, undercover man. Here is Dana Andrews as Matt Svetic, undercover man. This story from the confidential file is marked The American Kremlin.
An early spring afternoon in a large Midwestern city. The sun has found its way through the haze that shrouds the downtown business section and is drying the remnants of a morning shower. I decide to walk from my rooming house to the meeting at party headquarters, an unobtrusive address on an undistinguished side street.
Yeah, mister?
No, thanks, Cabby. I'll walk.
I think you'd better ride, mister. Pin 4-7.
7 is a lucky number.
You're clear. No one following.
Why the emergency contact?
2 top agents of the MVD have been smuggled into the country. Their job to close any loopholes in party machinery.
Who are they?
We don't know who they are, what they look like. But so far they've been efficient. Too efficient. 2 of our New York contacts disappeared. There's a chance these agents are here right now. You see them, we want them. Now don't waste any time calling your contact. Anything to report?
No. Okay, you can let me out. Two top agents of the MVD here to check on their own party members. They're never sure of themselves or the people who work for them and with them. For how can you really trust a man who's a traitor to his own country? It's still rather early for my meeting, but there before me is the party headquarters. Outwardly, it resembles some of the other faded and forlorn buildings on the street. But there, the resemblance ends. For this building is the nerve center of the entire communist network in this section of the country. This is the American Kremlin. Comrade Barstow? Comrade Barstow! The door to Barstow's office is open. I walk in. Barstow? Not here. Beyond this office, the printing presses. I start to call Barstow's name, but the words choke in my throat. There, above me, dangling like a limp cord of an overhead light, hanging and swaying from a pipe which runs across the ceiling, the body of Comrade Barstow. I look around for the box or platform which he used to raise himself off the ground, but there is none. The floor beneath his swaying feet is clear. This isn't suicide. This is murder.
Hello?
Yes?
Is it done?
Yes. I stagger wildly out of the building, gasping for air. Sure, I'm scared. I didn't recognize that voice on the other end of the phone. Let's hope I wasn't recognized either. Why did I answer it? Call it an automatic reaction. A phone rings, you answer it. Just like you see a body swinging from a pipe and you know it's murder. Except in this case, there's a frame attached to it, and I could be the picture inside. I can't understand why the building is empty. The presses should be rolling a symphony of inky lies, and some of my beloved comrades should be at the door. Of course. This is Sunday, and even a communist sometimes takes advantage of a decadent bourgeois custom, like not working. I walk around the block, and then I spot Comrade Cover, a local party leader, entering the building I just left, the American Kremlin. I wait about 2 minutes, and then I walk back in.
Who is there?
Well, it's me, Comrade Svedik.
Quickly, lock the door and come back here.
I had seen only Comrade Kova enter the building, yet...
Comrade Svedik, this is Colonel Polanski, who is here from Moscow.
It is my privilege.
Open the door to the press room, Comrade Kova, so that Comrade Svedik may also see.
Barstow? Who did... Either my eyes are playing tricks on me, or else I didn't get a good look the first time. For there, under the swaying feet of Comrade Barstow, is a box.
Yes, Comrade Zwerg. Barstow realized that any weakness in our party structure is dangerous to the entire cause. You may close the door, Comrade Kovar.
Comrade Zwerg, Colonel Polanski has asked me to recommend a man to take Barstow's place. I have recommended you.
I'm here to serve.
When the revolution comes, our strength will lie in the instrument of the workers, the trade unions. Your first assignment, Comrade Zwerg, is the shipbuilders' union in the Brooklyn Navy Yard. There's a train which leaves in exactly 40 minutes. You will be on it. Your contact is the waitress in the King Street Diner. Her name, Millicent Johnson. Comrade Kovar here will give you specific instructions. About Barstow. You have seen nothing? You know nothing.
Wait for me, Comrade Zwerg. I will accompany you to the station.
Oh, don't bother, Comrade Kovar.
No bother, Comrade Zwerg. Who knows when I may see you next?
He helps me pack. He helps me find a cab. He's too much of a help. He's right with me as we enter the railroad station. I buy a ticket, look at the clock. There's less than 10 minutes to train time. 10 minutes in which I should get to a phone and tell the FBI that one of the two MVD agents is right here. But how to do it without arousing suspicion on the part of Comrade Kovar, who is being most solicitous and most comradely. Comrade Kovar, will you watch my bag while I wash my hands?
Sure, go ahead.
Hello? 3 and 4 are 7.
Comrade Zwerg, whom are you calling?
All right, I was just checking the time with Meridian. The last thing I see as the train picks up momentum and speeds out of the station is Comrade Kovar standing on the platform and smiling goodbye. I've been cornered, boxed and shipped. 8 hours before the train arrives in New York. 8 hours before I can get to a phone, contact the FBI, and tell them the MVD agents have arrived. 8 hours in which Colonel Polanski and the hatchet woman on the phone could be in Dallas, Chicago, Los Angeles. You pick the spot. Penn Station, a canyon of noise and activity. I disregard the porter with the outstretched hand waiting to take my bag and head for a telephone booth. I call home to my FBI contact and reverse the charges.
Hello? What are you doing in New York?
I'm on my way to the Brooklyn Navy Yard, replacing a local comrade who was killed.
Details?
August Barstow, party courier. Murder made to look like suicide. The body was still hanging in the press room when I left 8 hours ago. Be careful how you check it. I don't think anybody knows except myself, Comrade Kovar, and one of the two MVD agents you're looking for.
Name?
Colonel Polanski. I think his partner is a woman. What's my Brooklyn contact number?
Your Brooklyn contact number is...
What'll it be, mister?
Hello, Millicent.
Hello yourself.
Brooklyn isn't near Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh isn't near Brooklyn. We've been expecting you. The meeting starts in 30 minutes. I finish here in 10. I'll get you a cup of coffee while you're waiting for me.
What about a place to sleep?
We have a room for you.
Hey, Millie, how about some cybers?
Brooklyn headquarters is an innocuous 3-story brownstone, a couple of blocks from the waterfront. A converted rooming house which boards all the local agents. I'll be under constant surveillance here. Is this by design or accident?
Oh, Comrade Millicent. Come in. And this is...
Comrade Zwerg from out of town.
How do you do?
How do you do?
Where is Comrade Aachen?
She's due here any minute.
She, Comrade Smith?
Yes, Comrade Hedwig Ocken, one of our most brilliant party members. Direct from the Stalin Institute.
Are you discussing me?
Ah, Comrade Ocken. This is Comrade Svetik.
Where is Barstow?
I'm taking his place.
Comrade Smith, how did he get here?
Comrade Millicent brought him.
How do we know he's not an FBI spy?
He identified himself correctly.
So, but how do we know?
Well, this is childish. You can check me whenever you please. I'm here to carry out a mission.
Which is?
The Shipbuilders Union.
I'm satisfied. Comrade Millicent, you have contacted one of the union men?
Yes, Hans Martin. He's been a party member for 2 years, and he's anxious to do what he can.
Comrade Svetik, this is an important union. They are at work on some vital naval projects. So far, we have only been able to win over Martin. But one man in there is not enough. He will help you join the union.
When do I meet Comrade Martin?
He comes into the diner every day before his shift, around 3:15. You be at the diner tomorrow, and I'll introduce you.
There are other items on the agenda, so I just sit back and listen. I listen and look and catalog their faces. What is the connection between Hedwig Ocken and Comrade Barstow? Was she the voice on the phone?
There being no further business to discuss, the meeting is adjourned.
Comrade Svetik, may I speak with you alone?
What about?
Alone. Come into the hall.
What's on your mind?
Why did you kill Barstow?
What did you say?
Why did you kill Barstow?
Back to Dana Andrews, starring as Matt Savetic in I Was a Communist for the FBI, and the second act of our story.
This was it. Fear again. Fear projected by the cold, deadly, accusing voice of Comrade Hedwig Ocken. Why did you kill Barstow? I had to stall for time. The best defense is an aggressive offense. I grabbed her arm and replied, "What did you say?"
Why did you kill Barstow? Let go of my arm. You're hurting me.
Come on.
Let go. Let go.
What is the meaning of this?
Come on, Comrade Ocken. Repeat what you just asked me.
You fool.
I said repeat what you asked me.
I will hear it from you, Comrade Svetik.
She asked me why I killed Barstow.
Comrade Ocken, you place yourself in a very bad position with such a question. How many times have you seen Comrade Barstow? And under what circumstances? Was there a romantic attachment
Comrade
between you?
Smith, you exceed yourself.
Comrade Smith, perhaps Comrade Ocken's suspicions might be alleviated by a long-distance phone call. And you might ask Comrade Cover why Colonel Polanski recommended me.
Colonel Polanski? Comrade Smith, I wish to withdraw my charge against Comrade Svetik. Good night.
The next morning, I use an empty cigarette pack as an excuse to get out of the house and call my Brooklyn contact.
Hello?
3 and 4 are 7.
7 is a lucky number. Have you made contact?
I'm living at local headquarters. Nothing to report as yet. Did you hear from out west?
Party headquarters had a visit from the local building inspector, but everything was in order.
Did they find Barstow's body?
No.
Was Barstow an FBI contact?
No.
Okay, if he were, you wouldn't tell me. Any other contact besides you?
The shoeshine man outside the King Street subway station. Tell him you prefer a red polish. A deep red polish.
3 o'clock, and I'm sitting at a table in the corner of the diner. And over in the opposite corner, a fat, paunchy individual blows the steam off a spoonful of soup. It's during my second cup of coffee that Hans Martin comes over to the table. Sit down.
You're Millie's friend?
And your friend, Hans Martin.
First, we got to get you into the union. There's a meeting of our shift tonight at 11:30. The business agent for the union will be there. You meet me at 11:30, and I'll introduce you as my cousin.
Where is the meeting?
In the warehouse off Pier 9. Don't worry, nobody will stop you. Just walk past Pier 10 and across the cutover, which you can't miss. Meet me at the entrance to the warehouse.
I walk out of the diner with Hans Martin, walk him partway back to the pier. As we pass the King Street subway station, I say goodbye to him.
Shine, mister?
I start to say yes, but as I look up, I see Colonel Polanski coming out of the subway. He looks straight at me, through me, and around me, and walks on.
Shine, mister?
Well, yeah, I prefer a red polish, a deep red polish. Oh, well, my cab driver from home, how come?
I had a feeling out there that you might be heading into something.
I can't get over the feeling. I'm being watched. I sit back in the shine chair and let my eyes wander. Sure enough, across the street is a fat man who had been blowing steam from his soup spoon in the diner.
Anything to report?
Colonel Polanski.
What about him?
Can't talk. Being watched.
There you are, sir. The other shoe, please.
As I walk away from the shoeshine stand, I notice that the fat man has disappeared from the doorway. Rather than walk the 4 blocks back to the party headquarters, I take the trolley. Was the fat man really watching me? Did I do anything to give myself away? Oh, nuts. I'm falling for the old commie trick. But the guilty man will always worry. The innocent man will only be confused. As I start up the stairs to the 3-story brownstone, I turn around and freeze. There, across the street, is the fat man. I shut the door behind me and run up the stairs into the meeting room.
Ah, Comrade Svetik.
Colonel Polanski.
What is it, Comrade Svetik? You look perturbed.
I think I've been followed. He's right across the street.
Who?
The man who's been following me. Look. Polanski and Smith cautiously move across the room and through a parting, and the drapes get a good look at the fat man standing on the other side of the street.
Comrade Smith, will you leave us alone? Yes, Colonel.
Well, this is no laughing matter.
Easy, Comrade Svetik, easy.
I watch as Colonel Polanski lowers and raises the window shade twice, and then see the fat man across the street come up the steps and into the brownstone house. A minute later, the door to the room opens again, and he waddles into the room and smiles at me with the lower part of his face. His eyes can never smile.
Commissar Turin, this is Comrade Svetik.
Commissar, I'm honored.
So, it is you who have taken Comrade Bastov's place.
This is the other member of the 2-man team from the MVD. This is the voice on the telephone.
I watched you handle your contact in the diner, and I'm very pleased to know that we have such workers in the party.
Good. Comrade Svetik, what have you arranged?
I'm to meet Hans Martin on the pier tonight at 11:30. He's introducing me as his cousin to the business agent of the union. I should have no trouble.
My dear comrade, but the test of a good agent is to always be prepared for trouble. Colonel Polanski will accompany you. In the meantime, I suggest you get some sleep. You look tired.
At exactly 11, Colonel Polanski knocks on the door of my room and takes me down to the car he has rented especially for the occasion. He opens the back door for me, and there is Commissar Turin.
Oh, come in quickly, Comrade Svetik. The night air is a bit cold. Comrade Svetik, you wonder why a commissar and the colonel should accompany you on such a routine matter.
My duty is not to wonder, just to obey.
Very convincing, Comrade Svetik. You should not have run out of the building where you found Bastov's body after you spoke to me on the phone. Oh, yes, do not look startled. It was you. And you should not have entered the building a second time and acted as if it were the first time you had seen the body of Comrade Bastov. And finally, you should not have called the FBI.
This is some sort of joke. I don't get it.
Oh, come now, Comrade Svetik. Spy, traitor, fascist tool of the FBI.
Let us put an end to pretenses.
If, as you say, I am an agent for the FBI, why do you accompany me to my meeting with Hans Martin? Why don't you just kill me now?
You have an appointment with him. If you do not appear, he will ask questions.
Commissar, we are approaching Pier 10.
Turn your lights off.
Why was Comrade Barstow killed?
Let us say he served the cause.
Served the cause?
Yes. To trap any traitors in our ranks. And we did trap you, didn't we? I shall put it all in my report tomorrow. Moscow will be pleased. Bear in mind that Colonel Polanski and I are both armed. Now we shall get out and keep our date with Hans Martin.
The shrill whistle of the tugs, a basso boom of the larger vessels are playing a funeral dirge across the night winds of the Brooklyn waterfront, carrying the coffin to its final resting place. You think you get accustomed to staring death in the face only.
Where's that light coming from?
Drop your guns! An FBI threat. This is my cue. I make a dive for shelter behind some piling. I miss my target. Find myself choking. The water drags me down, choking, gasping, fighting my way up. I break for air, and I hear the barking of guns punctuating the stillness of the night. There's an eerie quiet, and then...
Medic! Medic, are you all right?
Just a little wet, that's all.
Here, grab this rope and I'll pull you out.
Thanks. Where are Turin and Polanski?
We've got them.
Are they dead?
I don't know. The boys will find out.
How did you manage to get here?
We've had a stakeout on local headquarters ever since you arrived. The shoeshine man reported your contact, and when you got on the car tonight, we just followed. Did anybody else know of their suspicion?
I don't think so. But I'm supposed to meet a party member on Pier 9 at 11:30. What time is it?
Well, that's the 11:30 break now.
What do I do?
Tell him you slipped and fell overboard to explain your wetsuit. We'll take care of Polanski and Turin. Well, what are you waiting for?
As I make my way to Pier 9, the calm of the waterfront is as before. As if those gunshots had never been. As if Polanski and Turin had never been. But there will always be more Polanskis and more Turins. For this fight I'm in is a lonely fight. An undercover man who must forsake his friends and family for the false friendship of the comrades in the party. I must continue this fight alone, as I walk alone.
Dana Andrews will return in just a moment.
This is Dana Andrews with the word about the story you've just heard. In this episode, as in all others, names, dates, and places are fictitious to protect innocent people. However, party headquarters, described as the American Kremlin, did exist. And similar places will continue to operate in this country until we won the fight against communism. Next week, another exciting adventure based on Matt Savetic's experience as an undercover man, a communist for the FBI. So join us, won't you?
I was a communist for the FBI.
starring Dana Andrews in an exciting tale of danger and espionage. I Was a Communist for the FBI. Many of the incidents in the story you are about to hear are based on the actual records and authentic experiences of Matt Savetic, who for 9 fantastic years lived as a communist for the FBI. Here is our star, Dana Andrews, as Matt Savetic.
For 9 years, I lived on the brink of a volcano called communism. A volcano which is centered in Soviet Russia, but which is erupting all over the world. Through fissures in the social structure, the lava of communism has eaten its way until it has engulfed whole countries and subcontinents, burying freedom and the dignity of men as deep as Vesuvius buried Pompeii. That's the future the communists plan for free men everywhere, mister. So take warning from my story. It's the story of communism.
In a moment, listen to Dana Andrews as Matt Savetic, Undercover Man. Here is Dana Andrews as Matt Savetic, Undercover Man. This story from the confidential file is marked an un-American activity.
When the Politburo of the American Communist Party ordered my district leader to report to them in New York, I was instructed to take over his duties. That was a week ago, and I've heard nothing more from either the Politburo or my district leader. I don't like it, because the closer you get to the top of the Red Organization, the closer you're watched. And I know there's always a chance that I'd make a slip that could be fatal. I'm in my room assembling some new special study party literature and extracting copies for the FBI when my phone rings. Hello?
Calling from number 4.
Yeah?
Wanted here immediately.
Well, I'm putting together some packages at the moment. I'll be over in an hour.
A car will be calling for you immediately. Don't keep the driver waiting.
But look, I've got to... No. I don't like that kind of phone call. It may mean nothing at all. Then again, when you're a communist for the FBI, it may mean something very important. Number 4 is a red meeting place used only in party emergencies. And this, obviously, is an emergency. I put back the copies of red literature that I'd held out for the FBI, just in case my room is searched while I'm gone. And go out to wait for the car that's to call for me. But there's no waiting. The car's at the curb when I walk out of the building. And the driver swings open the door. As I walk up to the car, he says...
You Savetic?
Yes?
Get in.
What's up?
We're late. Hang on.
Hey, what's the big rush about?
I just take orders, comrade. My orders are to bring you to number 4 right now. This is number 4.
I've been here.
Well, get out. They're waiting for you. And I have another job to do.
Thanks. You're certainly never going to get into trouble for talking too much.
All of our comrades had that driver's discretion. This meeting would not be necessary.
I don't believe I've ever seen you before.
Possibly not, but you'll know me well before the matter is finished. Now get inside quickly, comrade. The enemy may have spies watching this place. I'll go right up those stairs, Comrade Savetic.
I know the way.
Well?
Before I take any more orders, I want to know who's giving them.
You can call me Comrade Walters. I'm a member of the party security committee. Now, please walk up the stairs. There are others waiting for us.
A As we climb the long, dimly lit flight of stairs that rises to the party's dingy office, the fear that never leaves me rises too. There's a red security officer at my back, and I don't know what's ahead. Then we reach the top of the stairs, and I open the office door.
Quiet. Now that Comrade Svedek has arrived, we'll get down to business. I've been sent here to warn you and to help direct your fight against one of communism's worst enemies. The Washington Committee is preparing to subject this area to one of its degrading public circuses. One of our comrades has secured a list of those who will be subpoenaed, including the names of those rats who've actually volunteered to serve the persecution as friendly witnesses. This meeting is to determine what action we should take against these swine.
The Reds' reaction to Comrade Volter's announcement is so violent that I wish every fellow traveler and parlor pink in the country could hear it. They hate the committee, of course, but their hatred for friendly witnesses is much deeper. They'd like to give them the sort of red justice that has purged thousands of innocents in the communist homeland and its satellites.
We ought to give them a trial, then hang them.
Well, the thought is admirable, comrade, but not practical.
We could beat them until they were afraid to talk to the committee.
The next suggestion was for a series of accidents to befall the deserting comrades. A speeding car on a dark night, a fall from a high building, all the impossible-to-prove murder methods that have ever been used before. It was an idea that appealed to this group of scared and frustrated Reds, and I knew I had to sidetrack them right then. I'm no hero, and I didn't want to buck that mob. But some of the friendly witnesses are people who've made a mistake, and they want to correct it. People on our side now who've seen the Red side, and they don't like it. It was my job to protect those people, no matter how scared I was. So I stepped up and opened my big mouth. Well, Comrade Voters! Comrade Voters.
Yes, Comrade Svedek?
I'd like the floor for a minute.
You have it.
Okay. In the first place, I want all the comrades to know that I hate these rats who are willing to become friendly witnesses. However, any action against these people before they testify would reveal that we have a source of information close to the committee.
Quiet. Just what would you do about these traitors, Comrade Svedek?
Well, before the subpoenas are issued, I'd talk to them.
How do you talk to a rat?
Some of us would remind them of the party's purposes. Others would talk about a member's obligations.
And if that fails, Comrade?
Well, if that fails, Comrade Volters, after the subpoenas are issued, is time enough for coercion.
But still no violence?
No. The threat of violence is enough if it's accompanied by a smear campaign and phone calls every 15 minutes, day and night. Besides, right now, we should spend our time and energy preparing our campaign against the real enemy, the committee.
Do you have any suggestions concerning that, Comrade Svedek?
Yes, if you'd like to hear them.
We would.
Well, my suggestion is to organize every group in the city in which any of our comrades are members into public opposition to the committee and its persecution.
You mean labor unions, industrial councils, business organizations, and so forth?
Yes, with paid ads in all the papers denouncing the committee and its unconstitutional violation of the Bill of Rights.
You're talking like an idiot.
I'm talking as acting district leader, and I'm telling you how to organize public opinion against the committee. Force them to stop their vicious harassment of party members.
Now, Svedek, you know that we don't have enough party members in any labor union, any industrial council, any organization in this city to force any one of those groups to pay for ads attacking the committee.
Don't be naive, Comrade Volters. These organizations won't know anything about the ads they're supposed to be sponsoring until they've read them in the papers. We'll place the ads, and we'll pay for them.
The organizations will disclaim them.
It won't do any good, because the ads will be signed by comrades as members of the various organizations.
Individuals.
Obviously. And like most people, Comrade Volters, you don't read the small "and up" in advertisements. Our ads will be signed by, say, Matthew Savetic for the Independent Workers Association.
Oh, no, that won't mean a thing, Svedek.
It will to the casual reader. And particularly when the Matthew Savetic is in normal size type, the Independent Workers Association in type 4 times that size, and the for thee so small it can hardly be read. With the Red's enthusiastic acceptance of my plan for attacking the committee, I was also able to wangle an agreement to try my suggestion for dealing with the friendly witnesses. Then the meeting broke up, and I hurried to make my report to the FBI.
This is important and startling news, Matt. The Washington Bureau is going to be greatly disturbed at learning that the commies have a pipeline from the committee.
What about the friendly witnesses?
We can't do a thing for them officially at this time without taking a chance on exposing you. We're not supposed to know that the Reds have a list of those being subpoenaed.
But these particular people are genuinely on our side now. They're trying to help us. We have to protect them.
I don't mean to sound heartless, Matt, but there are bound to be casualties in any war, even a Cold War. Till the subpoenas are issued, any protection these people get will have to be given obliquely by you.
I see.
Don't take any unnecessary chances, Matt. What you've told me, it's obvious that the Reds are frightened. And frightened men are always the most dangerous.
Yeah.
Now, if Washington wants any more details, we'll contact you. Good luck, Matt. Strictly unofficially, I wish you hadn't stuck your neck out quite so far.
During the next few days, I was on quite a merry-go-round, organizing the Reds' campaign against the committee, and at the same time planting evidence that I hoped the FBI could use to frustrate the campaign. I almost forgot the problem of the friendly witnesses. Then the subpoenas were issued, and Comrade Bolters paid me a visit.
The hierarchy is quite unhappy with you, Comrade Svetic.
What do you mean?
About the handling of the friendly witnesses. Although in my reports I've stressed the seeming excellence of your proposed campaign against the committee, I've been forced also to report the failure of your plan for handling our traitors. Mere talking to them has done nothing to change their minds.
Then our comrades can't have done a very good job of talking.
You think you could do better?
Certainly. If I hadn't been so busy with this other matter...
In that case, forget the other matter for a day or two.
Yeah?
Yes. You talk with these white-livered weaklings. Show them the error of their ways.
Okay.
And be your most persuasive, comrade. If your plan fails, the responsibility will be yours alone. And the group deciding your punishment may not include a Comrade Svetic to sidetrack their violence.
The responsibility will be yours alone. Bolters is right. No matter what happens, the responsibility is mine alone. If the friendly witnesses wilt under pressure, I'll feel responsible to the American people. If they don't wilt, if they testify against the communists, I'll be the guy held responsible. I'll be the guy who pays.
Back to Dana Andrews, starring as Matt Savetic in I Was a Communist for the FBI, and the second act of our story.
Or else, there's no other interpretation of Comrade Bolter's orders for me to talk to the deserting comrades and dissuade them from appearing before the committee as friendly witnesses. As soon as I feel it's safe to leave, I go out to a phone booth and call the FBI.
Hello, Warren speaking.
I'm calling from a phone booth.
I recognize your voice. Go ahead.
Now that the subpoenas have been served, the heat is on.
On you?
Yes, and I'm supposed to transfer it to our friends.
We can help now.
How?
By giving our friends a little vacation before you reach them.
I'm supposed to get to them immediately.
Give us half an hour before you try to see any of them. Then go through the list of friends alphabetically. We can't prove anything against you if you can't find anyone to talk to.
I hope that's the right answer.
It has to be. We can't take a chance on one of the witnesses identifying you as the goon who put the heat on him.
Okay. Anything more?
Yeah. One of our men spotted a couple of security committee goons getting off a plane about 20 minutes ago. Watch your step.
Thanks. Thanks a lot. I wait a half an hour before trying to reach the first of the friendly witnesses Volters has ordered me to pressure. But my FBI contact has made good on his promise. When I return to Comrade Volters at number 4, I'm forced to report that all of those party traitors have been taken into protective custody.
I don't envy you your position, Comrade Svitek. It was you who persuaded the group to delay punishing these rats.
Yes, but to protect the party.
Protecting the party is the business of the Security Committee.
I'll explain the situation to the Security Committee. They want to talk to me.
They do. In fact, 2 of the comrades arrived in town just a short time ago. For your sake, I hope your campaign against the committee is more successful than your suggestion for handling rats.
For the next few days, we're all too busy making last-minute preparations for the committee hearings for Volters or his 2 goons to give me any trouble. They're hanging around, of course, but the local comrades, swallowing their own propaganda, are so confident of chasing the committee right out of town that the goons adopt an attitude of wait and see. The night before the first day of the hearing, the entire group meets at number 4 for a final report and briefing.
Quiet, please. Now, tomorrow, comrades, in the hearing room of the Washington Committee, we will fight the battle for freedom. Tonight and tomorrow morning, every newspaper in the city will carry pages of ads denouncing the committee and its flagrant violations of the Bill of Rights. Outside the building, protesting working men and women will picket the hearings.
Comrade Volters!
Yes, Comrade Mercer.
I'd like to make certain that all comrades who've been designated to picket as working mothers make arrangements to borrow their babies for the duration of the hearing.
Very good.
Comrade Volters.
Comrade Ryan.
I would like to remind the war veteran who is under subpoena to wear his combat medals to the hearings and to throw them at the committee's feet when he's called upon to testify.
The Reds' attitude has done a complete about-face since the night of the first meeting in number 4. Then they were frightened and frustrated. But tonight, they're ready to man the barricades, behind the protection of the Fifth Amendment, of course. One misguided idealist even goes so far as to compare this meeting with those held in 1776. And as the comrades grow more exuberant, I grow more depressed. As soon as I can, I get away to phone the FBI and make my last report before the hearings. But I don't have to make the call. I'm waiting at a street corner for the light to change when a car pulls up beside me. And my FBI contact says...
Get in quick, Matt. Okay, Matt. We ought to be safe now. Let's have the final rundown.
It doesn't look good.
For our side or for you?
For either.
Well, let's have it.
The Reds are really organized this time. Everything from babes in arms among the pickets to veterans with war medals among the witnesses.
What's their attitude?
Confident. Those scheduled to appear before the committee tomorrow are going through last-minute rehearsals with their lawyers. The picket chairmen are making a final check of their groups. Volters and a goon squad are still at number 4.
Are they anticipating any violence?
I haven't heard of it if they are. Say, drive me back near number 4 and drop me.
Okay, why?
I want to have a talk with Volters about violence. I have an idea that may save my neck.
I'm glad you came back, Comrade Svitek. I was just discussing you with Comrades Mercer and Ryan.
A thought came to me while I was on my way home that seemed so important that I came right back.
You're full of thoughts and ideas, aren't you, comrade?
Well, I try to give the party the benefit of any idea I may have, Comrade Mercer.
Such as don't use violence against rats.
Yes. I still feel that any violence would have engendered serious reactions against the party.
What was this new great thought of yours?
I wanted to warn you against any violence on the picket lines tomorrow.
We weren't anticipating any. What made you think of it?
Well, nothing really. It just occurred to me that reactionary members of some of the unions or industrial councils whose names we're using in tomorrow's ads might come to the hearings and try to stir up trouble.
Oh, I see. And you want to urge us against using violence?
I'll go further than that. As acting district leader, I absolutely forbid it.
What? You are forbidding me to use my own judgment?
The party cannot...
The party is no place for anyone with a yellow streak up his back, Comrade Svettik. If anyone gives us trouble tomorrow, we're going to fight back. Maybe if we crack a few heads, we'll make some red-blooded converts.
Is this Jake Martin, head of the labor division of the Steel Industry Council?
Yeah, that's me.
I just called to tell you that there's an ad in tomorrow morning's paper which gives the impression that the Steel Industry Council is supporting the communists in their attacks on the committee.
There's a what?
There are other ads purporting to show that many of the labor unions are also behind the Reds in their fight against the committee.
Trying to tie labor into their filthy work, huh? Do you know where we can find these people who are responsible?
Well, Mr. Martin, a lot of them will be picketing the Chambers building. That's where the committee is holding its hearings. The next morning, the comrades are jubilant. Living on a strict diet of propaganda, they're the world's greatest suckers for the printed lie. They've all read the ads in the papers, and even though they know how the ads were inserted, they've kidded themselves into believing that the city's entire populace is rising behind them to drive the committee into hiding. Up in the committee room, the friendly witnesses are giving damning evidence against the party and various party members. But down on the street, the pickets are proudly carrying their signs, too blinded to realize that the expression in the eyes of the average passing American is a mixture of growing hatred and contempt. I'm standing off at one side watching the scene when I see a group of shirt-sleeved working men approach, led by a man I know as Jake Martin, the Steel Industry Council's labor leader. I walk over to where, hidden from the Reds, I can be handy when Jake wants to ask a question. My timing is good.
Who's running this red parade?
I don't know for sure, but they seem to be taking orders from that big fellow over there, by the statue.
The one with the two thugs standing in back of him?
Yeah, that's the man. I think they call him Comrade Volters.
Comrade, huh? Come on, boys. We'll teach these skunks to use the name of labor for their dirty propaganda. You boys bust up the picket line, but leave that Comrade Volters to me. Now, let's go! Let's go!
As soon as the two lines crash into each other, the police move in, and I get out of the area. There aren't many comrades present at number 4 that night, and of those who are there, I'm the only one without a bandage, which doesn't please Comrade Volters at all.
Where were you when the fighting was going on, Comrade Svettik?
Phoning headquarters in New York.
Phoning?
To report that despite my warnings, despite my absolute order, you had deliberately engaged in street fighting.
You reported that?
Direct to headquarters.
Oh, you sniv... I'll teach you to run to headquarters.
Sit down before I knock you down. It won't hurt the party any if I get violent with you.
Now listen.
You listen.
Now look. I didn't start anything. First I knew about a street fight was when that guy came up and hung one of my jaws.
You threatened to use violence last night, Comrade Volters. I reported that, too, together with the fact that you played right into the hands of the committee, giving them valuable propaganda to use against the party.
Well,
You're to report to the Central Committee in New York tomorrow morning.
No, I'm not going back. It'd be suicide.
I wouldn't be surprised, comrade. It's a pity, too. It's such an un-American activity.
Why didn't you tell me what you had in mind when you asked me to drive you back near number 4, Matt?
I was afraid the Bureau couldn't endorse the instigation of a street fight. I didn't see any other way to save my neck.
Well, you were right on both counts. Incidentally, the Washington office picked up the rat who was passing along information he filched from the committee's files.
Was he working for the committee?
No. His girlfriend was a secretary in the committee office. She was transferred, though she had no idea he was a communist. They're not going together anymore.
I know what you mean. I had a girl once, but not anymore. I guess that's part of being a communist for the FBI. committee and Comrade Volters have left our city, but the scars they left on the party will be a long time in healing. Because I was right and Volters was wrong, the local comrades are working overtime and trying to make me forget that they were against me. I have a lot of invitations these days, but I'm not accepting any. The people I'd like to be with, plain, average, everyday Americans, want no part of me. And I want no part of the Reds, except as a communist for the FBI. So, I choose to walk alone.
Dana Andrews will return in just a moment.
This is Dana Andrews. The struggle between freedom and communism affects your life every day, directly or indirectly, through battle tolls or taxes. It's a struggle you can't afford to lose. Although to protect innocent persons, the names, dates, and places are fictitious, the danger they warn against is very real. Next week, we'll bring you another strange adventure based on the fantastic experiences of Matt Savetic. Join us, won't you?
Out of the communists for the FBI. Starring Dana Andrews in an exciting tale of danger and espionage. I was a communist for the FBI. Many of the incidents in the story you're about to hear are based on the actual records and authentic experiences of Matt Savetic, who for 9 fantastic years lived as a communist for the FBI. Here is our star, Dana Andrews, as Matt Savetic. They call each other comrades, talk a lot about the brotherhood of man. Well, you can add that one to the long list of their lives. How can a man who has no identity, no mind or soul of his own, be a comrade or a brother to anybody? I know. I was one of them. I was a communist for the FBI. In a moment, listen to Dana Andrews as Matt Savetic, Undercover Man. As Matt Savetic, FBI Undercover Man. This story from the confidential file is marked Burnt Offering. One thing that always excited the local party members was the arrival of a visitor from Europe. Any sort of an official from one of the Iron Curtain countries. These messengers from headquarters always demanded and got the full plush carpet treatment with all the trimmings. It was assumed, of course, that they were here for some secret purpose beside their official duties, and they usually were. Like Zubansky, the diplomatic courier from, well, let's just say, from a certain country in Europe. Zubansky had a purpose, and if necessary, he was ready to kill.
to carry it out. I know this is extremely short notice, Comrade Savetic, but the tremendous importance of Comrade Zabansky's mission fully justifies it.
I understand, Comrade Jones. I'm glad you were able to find me. What is the mission, Comrade Zabansky?
Questions, comrade? A most remarkable attitude.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pry, but, well, if I'm assigned to work on it,
Your assignment is to accompany Comrade Zabansky to Chicago. He's going to meet a contact there and return immediately to New York. And from there, go on back to Europe. He'll carry out the mission. Your job is to facilitate it. I've made plane reservations. You're to be at the airport in 30 minutes. Oh, and one more thing. You'll carry this with you, Comrade Savetic.
A gun. This must be a big one.
The biggest job we've ever done. The man you're going to contact has been in Chicago only a week. He came there from Los Alamos, New Mexico.
30 minutes. No time to discuss anything with the FBI. In fact, I didn't see how I was even going to contact them. Zabansky went to my hotel with me and stayed with me while I packed. Finally, we were ready to leave, and there was no way around it. I had to take a chance. With Zabansky standing a dozen feet from me, I picked up the phone and called the FBI number.
Hello?
Hello, City Cab Company?
No, this is not the...
Will you hold a cab at the stand in front of the Gavin Hotel, please? A friend and I have to get to the airport right away to catch Flight 9 to Chicago.
Is this Richards?
Right. It's very important that we catch that plane.
Something big?
Yes, the Gavin Hotel. Right away.
All right. We'll cover you.
Thanks a lot. A taxi will be waiting, Comrade Zabansky. Shall we go? I think that'll be all for now, boy. There you are. Thanks.
What did you say is the name of this hotel, Conrad Savetic?
The Handley House. One of the best in Chicago.
Oh, yes, it is most delightful. Very luxurious. Now, to business. I have a telephone number here, Conrad Savetic. I wish you to put the call through and then let me talk with the person who answers.
All right. Fine. Operator, will you get me Iroquois 7349? Yes, that's right. They're ringing now.
Good. Let me have it. Hello. This is Ivanov Zubansky. You have been informed of my identity, I believe. Good. I am here now and prepared to complete the transaction at once. Number 14, Cottage Grove, 9 tonight. Excellent. Very well. Goodbye. Comrade Savetic, do you know the location of a place called Cottage Grove?
Well, yes. As I recall, it's a summer resort, 10 or 12 miles up the lakeshore. Probably deserted this time of year.
Not entirely. There will be someone waiting for us in number 14 at 9 o'clock. Would it be possible for us to obtain an auto?
Yes, I can rent one through the hotel.
So simple? It's amazing. We will make history tonight if everything goes well.
Make history?
Conrad Savetic, I have been an agent of the party for 20 years, and I have never carried out an assignment even approaching this one in importance. Arrange for the car.
An hour later, we left the room and headed for the elevators. I was worried, plenty worried, because I couldn't be sure the FBI was on hand and covering me. We left the elevator and started across the hotel lobby. Then I saw him, sitting in a chair near the reservation desk, reading a paper. It was Davis, an agent I'd contacted before. The FBI was on the job. At the door, I glanced back and saw that Davis had folded his paper and was sauntering along behind us.
with apparent unconcern. The doorman pointed out the rented car, and we walked over and climbed into it.
Now, Conrad Zvetic, let us go now, quickly.
Just a second. The motor's cold.
Never
I want
mind,
to get it.
we leave now.
All right, you're the boss. But why? I don't get it.
The secret police, Conrad.
You mean the FBI?
Yes, the secret police. You see, there were no taxis at the door when we came out. It was better to leave quickly before one should arrive. So if there were secret police, they would be unable to follow us. You understand, Conrad?
Yeah, I understand.
The timing was excellent. It worked perfectly.
I'll say it worked perfectly. I caught one last glimpse of Davis in the rearview mirror. He was frantically trying to flag down a cab. And then I was on my way to meet an unknown contact with a gun in my pocket and a commie sitting beside me who turned out to be smarter than he looked. And I was out of touch with the FBI on my own. That must be number 14, there at the edge of the sand.
We will soon know. Come. You will leave everything to me, Conrad Zvetic.
I'll have to. I don't even know what it's all about.
No matter. I do. Be on guard. Be careful.
Right. This is number 14, all right. You'd think he would find...
Sue. Get your hands up. Who are you? I am Ivanov Zubansky, a friend.
Friend of whom?
A friend of a friend.
All right. The door's unlocked. Open it and go on in. I'll be behind you. How come there's two of you? I understood you'd be alone.
This is one of our American comrades, Comrade Zvetic.
A U.S. commie? I told you guys I wanted no part of these local jerks.
Mind if I say something, fella?
I'm not interested in anything.
Maybe you'll be interested in this.
Comrade.
Packing a rod, huh?
And I'll take your gun, if you don't mind. Thanks.
Comrade Zvetic, I am not sure of the advisability.
I know this type, Comrade Zabansky. He'd keep us here arguing for half the night if we'd let him, and probably try to raise the ante. As it is, we can do business and get out. Right, pal?
I still don't like it, but... Did you bring the money, Zabansky?
Yes, I have it here in my dispatch case.
$10,000?
Correct. There you are. You may verify the amount if you wish.
No. No, you wouldn't try to shave it. You're getting a bargain, and you know it.
Suppose we find out what we are getting. There's the money. Produce.
All right, take it easy. There you are, boys.
Fine. Let's see what...
Comrade Zvetic. I'll take care of it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to get out of line.
Not at all. You have been most helpful. But the one important thing now is to transport this item safely to Europe. And at that, I am a past master. Shall we go?
I drove back into the hotel with Zabansky holding the dispatch case as though it were stuffed with diamonds, and neither of us talking very much. I still didn't know what it was he'd bought, but it was a bound report of some sort, and the man who'd sold it had come from Los Alamos. 2 good reasons why it shouldn't get out of the country. We just got inside our hotel room when the phone rang.
Who's that?
Well, I don't know. I'll get it. Hello.
Bishop?
Yes, this is Mr. Svetty.
Davis here. I'm calling from the lobby. Pretend it's the room clerk.
I see.
Some bad luck there when you left the hotel. I saw you come back. Pick up anything, a report or film?
Of course.
I thought so when I saw that dispatch case.
Well, we have a plane reservation out on Flight 12 in the morning, so the room will be available by 9 o'clock.
All right, I'll check with headquarters and contact you before then.
No trouble at all. Bye. The room clerk. They've got a convention coming in tomorrow. Wanted to know when we were leaving.
Oh, yes. As a matter of fact, Comrade Zvetic, I think we shall leave immediately.
But I thought we were staying over until morning.
There's hardly any point in it now. I have what I came for. It is better to get it out of the country as quickly as possible.
What about this
getting it out of the country, comrade. How are you going to get it through customs?
In dispatch case, of course. I'm about to put the seal on it now.
Diplomatic immunity. I hadn't thought of that.
Comrade Sevedik, I think you might be interested in seeing what a tremendous prize we have acquired tonight. I will show you just the title of the report before I seal it up. Look.
I stood there aghast, watching him put the customs immunity seal on the case, realizing the full meaning of the title on the front of the bound pages. It read, Quarterly Progress Report, Secret Weapons. Back to Dana Andrews, starring as Matt Sevedik in I Was a Communist for the FBI, and the second act of our story. Once again, the timing was against me. Zabronsky's sudden decision to leave immediately put me out of touch with the FBI again. And that diplomatic immunity seal was another problem. A problem even for the FBI. I didn't dare let that report leave the country, and yet I didn't know how to prevent it. When we boarded the airliner and took off from Chicago, I still didn't have an answer.
According to this schedule, we will arrive in New York at 6:40, and at 8:10 I catch a transatlantic plane to Europe. Excellent.
Yes, the timing seems to be with you, all right.
Because the times are with us, Comrade Sevedik. The march of history.
Hey, better go kind of easy on this comrade stuff. Want the secret police on our necks?
Oh, I forgot. It is well that you accompanied me. Who knows what errors I should have made.
Glad to do it. It's all for the cause, you know.
Always before I have come only to New York or Washington, and I've seen no one outside our own embassy. I know very little of your customs.
Yes, I've begun to realize that, Mr. Zabonsky. Well, when you're in doubt, just follow my lead.
I shall come, Mr. Sevedik.
That's the idea. Oh, stewardess.
Yes, sir? What can I do for you?
I wonder if I could have something to eat.
Certainly. Would you like something, sir?
Well, I don't
You might
know.
as well. It's on the house. Bring us both a snack.
Yes, sir. I'll bring it right away.
Such luxury, such service.
You said it. Oh, by the way, I guess I'd better send a radiogram to the chairman. Tell him everything went off all right.
Wait a minute. Why, Mr. Sevedik?
Oh, those were my instructions.
Oh, I understand. You can send the message from the plane?
Yes, another one of those luxuries.
But isn't there danger of it being intercepted?
By the secret police? Wouldn't do them any good. I use a code of my own. Let's see now. I want to let him know we got the item, that you're hurrying on to Europe, and that I'll be there by noon today. I guess that's it. There. Think the secret police could make anything out of that?
Say, flyboy, this Ollie same upstairs drawer. Keep mum. You're truly long side wrong G.
G.
Oh. Up front, sing plenty. Here no can, you'll fix 'em. Nix on tipple. Let's see. A remarkable code.
Yes, isn't it?
Here's your food, gentlemen.
Well, thanks. Stewardess, would you mind giving this radiogram to the pilot?
Well, I...
Just give it to him, please. He'll take care of it.
Well, I'll be glad to.
Thanks. I sat there eating and listened to Zabonsky congratulating himself on the great job he'd done.
And then what I'd been waiting for happened. The stewardess came back from the pilot's compartment.
Sir, the pilot can't make out some of the words in your radiogram. He wonders if you'd come up and explain them.
Yes, I'll be happy to. I'll be right back, Mr. Zabansky. 5 minutes later, I was back in my seat again, and the pilot was trying to make radio contact with the FBI in New York.
Flight 17, New York to Gander, Shannon, and London.
I believe the immigration office is over this way, Mr. Zabansky.
Yes, right ahead there. It is such a nuisance to require foreign diplomats to check through immigration. It is always a mere matter of routine clearance.
Well, it won't be long now, and you'll be in the air and safely on your way to Europe.
Quite so. And with the satisfaction of having completed a highly successful mission.
Here we are.
Can I help you, gentlemen?
I am Ivanov Zubansky. My passport.
Ah, yes. Ivan Zabansky, government courier.
It is a diplomatic passport, you may notice.
Yes, I see it is, Mr. Zabansky. I'm afraid I'll have to ask you to step inside.
Step inside?
Say, what is this?
A slight irregularity. I'm sure we can clear it up in no time. This way, please. You too, sir, if you don't mind.
What is the meaning of this?
I don't know, but I'm afraid we'll have to go along with it for the time being. Come on.
This way, gentlemen.
My government will hear of this.
I hope you know what you're doing, chum. This is the next thing to an out-and-out insult to the official representative of a friendly foreign power.
I'm sure it can all be straightened out, sir. Through here, please.
Hey, so what's the idea? This is the detention section, the cell block.
It's quite all right, sir. There's nothing to be concerned about. Here we are, gentlemen. Inside, please.
A cell. A prison cell.
Nothing of the sort. There's some slight question of irregularity in Mr. Zabansky's passport, and we'd like a half hour or so to check it. That's all.
But he's a foreign diplomat.
I'm aware of that, sir.
Well, maybe we'd better make your superiors aware of it.
I'm carrying out their orders. Now, gentlemen...
My dispatch case. That is your objective. You are going to take it and break the seal.
Please, Mr. Zabansky. You may keep the case here with you if you like.
What are we going to do, Mr. Savetti?
I don't think we have much choice, at the moment at least. Come on.
Thank you for your cooperation, gentlemen.
So far, so good. The pilot had evidently got my message through, and the FBI had decided to go along with my plan. I'd asked them to detain us for half an hour and leave us in a cell together. The rest was up to me. The problem? Block off that report without getting the State Department involved and without arousing Zubansky's suspicions. Quite a problem.
What is taking them so long? Why doesn't he come back?
Easy, comrade. He's only been gone 5 minutes.
Somehow they have found out, Comrade Savetic.
It's impossible. How could they?
I have been thinking. That man who sold us the report, a traitor and a criminal. Perhaps he sells to both sides.
Yes, it's possible, of course. That dispatch case of yours, if they do open it and find that report...
They will open it. Of course they will. That official didn't even deny his intention when you accused him.
It's possible. They may be trying to get authorization from higher up.
And they will come for it at any moment. What can we do?
If we could only get rid of that report. Without that for evidence, they wouldn't dare hold you.
If we could only dispose of it some way.
Sure. But it's a little hard to dispose of anything when you're locked up in a cell. Here. Like a cigarette?
No, thank you. That is it. The cigarettes. You have matches, of course?
Yeah, but I get it. Burn the report. Right here on the floor.
Exactly. We must hurry before they come for us. Where are the matches?
Here. Let's tear the thing into shreds so it'll burn in a hurry. Otherwise, they may smell the smoke and get here before it's destroyed.
That's a very shrewd idea. If I get out of this, Comrade Savetic, rest assured that I shall commend your assistance highly to your cell chairman.
Thank you, Comrade. You're too generous. Well, that ought to do it. Here goes nothing.
Good. It is flaring up very quickly. It will all be burned within a matter of seconds.
A $10,000 blaze. And an even greater loss to the party. We had the plans of secret weapons right in our hands, Comrade Zubansky.
Comrade, there was no way to save it. Under the circumstances, we are fortunate to have saved our lives.
Here, what's burning in here?
We just made it, Comrade. And as he do for a surprise.
Good Lord. What are you burning here?
Private diplomatic papers to which I have no further use.
I'd say you're wasting your time, pal. There's nothing left but embers.
Why did you do this? Why did you burn these papers?
A purely personal matter.
What about Mr. Zubansky's passport? Did you get that irregularity cleared up?
Here is the passport. It's been cleared. Your ticket is stamped.
I am free, then, to take the plane to Europe?
I have no reason to detain you further.
Not now, huh?
As for you, however, my superior is waiting down the hall to ask you a few questions.
Glad to oblige. I always... Hey, look at the time.
What?
You've got just 3 minutes to get aboard that plane, Mr. Zubansky. Get out before they change their minds.
Yes, I understand. I go quickly. I will communicate with you in the very near future.
Fine. Good luck, Zubansky.
Nice going, sir.
Thanks. You put on a pretty good act yourself.
I don't exactly know who you are or entirely what this is about, but there's a man down the hall who does. I must say, though, you made a fine mess of the floor of one of my security units.
Yeah, but it was a fortunate mess. Plenty fortunate.
There you are.
Come on in, Matt.
Oh, Davis.
Flew in an hour behind you. But I guess there's nothing much left for me to do but offer congratulations and say that we're...
Wait, hold a second.
Huh?
I just wanted to enjoy that sound. That was Zubansky's plane taking off. Well, that was that. Davis traced the spy from his fingerprints on the gun I took from him and picked him up in Chicago a week later. But that was later. There in the immigration office, I shook hands with Davis, and he left to catch a taxi to his apartment and his wife and kids. I walked down the long corridor toward the terminal, heading for the ticket windows, heading back to my hometown cell and the same dangerous double life. I wondered for an instant how it would be to have a wife and kids to go home to. And then I killed the thought. I can afford to have thoughts like that. I'm a communist for the FBI. I walk alone. Dana Andrews.